Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones is up 45 points. Actually, correction, 25 points to 38,911. Market update brought to you by The Good Feet Store. Ready to step into a healthy and active lifestyle? Come to The Good Feet Store and experience the difference. Discover how a simple step can lead to a life of pain-free possibilities.
Love guarded by Keels, gets a screen, pulls up for three. Got it! Caleb from straight away! Jones with one. Jones puts it up at the buzzer. Yes! He ties the game!
Joyner with a long rebound, kicks ahead to Smith. 3-ball, right side.
Bang! Shotgun snap, Bryce Young, pressure off the backside. Throw to the end zone. Chark pulls it in with his fingertips.
And another chance, and the save's made by Anderson. And the fans will tell you, did you have a good night?
On Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. On a Friday, thank you for kicking your weekend off with us. I'm Tim Donnelly. Dennis Cox producing the show. We're big on accountability here. I'm big on follow through, right? Don't say you're going to do something if you're not going to do it. Well, we said last Friday that if the Canes didn't have a GM by this Friday, we were going to sound the alarm. We were going to sound the panic alarm, and of course, that's a metaphorical thing. There's no actual alarm. But it's time to sound it. It's time to say, what the heck is going on with the Carolina Hurricanes GM search? There we go. Never mind, it is an actual alarm, and you're hearing it right now. Also sounds like an alarm I used to keep on my phone, and I hated hearing that sound so much. Just had a flashback to like 5 more minutes.
Nope, sorry.
What the heck is going on with the Carolina Hurricanes GM search?
Great question.
And here's the thing. I understand it's not your traditional GM search. So before everybody wants to send that to us on social media or comment in the YouTube, I get it. It's not a traditional GM search. But how about this? There's a role for the GM, or else why would you have it? Right? Let's say that it is truly equal share, right? There's some insider group. It's the assistant GM, it's the owner, it's a scout, it's the head coach, whatever. The trainer, I don't know. Whoever you're letting in on that inner circle, let's say that everybody has an equal say. Right now you're operating with some equal say going to nobody. You have an empty pizza slice in the assignment pie. Just it's unoccupied. You're sitting down at the Knights of the Round Table and everyone's going, where's Lancelot? He usually sits there. Well, we're replacing him. Well, with who? Because we depend on Lancelot to do a lot of things. And guess what role I think they're missing? And this is not an official role, right? The official role would say general manager. But the role that you play in your group, right? Let's imagine this like it's your friend group. Right? You got the wild card. You got the responsible one. You got the, it's like Entourage, right? I'm the turtle. I'm the Vince. I'm the drama. What you got? You need your group. Do you know what they're missing? And this is, I think, kind of a bad one to be missing in a general manager roundtable. I think they're missing the hockey guy.
Yeah, that's what Don Waddell was.
You need someone. Have you seen the movie Trouble with the Curve?
Heard of it.
Okay. The entire movie is a battle between baseball analytics scouting and like the old school scouts that know a star when they hear the crack of the bat, right? When you hear the pop of the catcher's mitt, you just know that's the next Bob Gibson. Like it's the whole movie is just a battle of that. And what you come to at the end is you need both, right? You need someone saying, look at the spin rates on this pitcher, and you need someone saying, with his motion, it's really hard for them to pick up the spin on the pitch or whatever, right? You need both. You need the old school baseball guy saying, like, look at how big he is in the caboose. That's power right there. It's just untapped. And then you need the analytics saying, yeah, you're right. He does mash off speed pitches, and I think we can get him to pick up the fast stuff. Like, you need both. So right now what the Canes have, it feels like from the outside, and we'll never know exactly what it is on the inside, it feels like they have either all analytics and no hockey guy. And they have the all we know who we want, no how do we get them, right? You have the guys that identify, hey, if we're gonna trade Martin Necas, here's the 6 names we should target when going to trade him. And then you don't have the person that takes that list and goes, all right, we can get these 2 maybe. Like, you need somebody to give you the lay of the land. Or to put it another way, they like you have, let's say, let's back this all the way up, right?
Okay.
Because I've actually seen this on social media a lot. Apparently, it's getting crowded at the top of Mount Everest. Have you seen all this stuff?
No.
It's become like a tourism industry where you pay I don't know $20,000-$30,000 and you can hike Mount Everest.
Yeah.
And there's companies that'll like lead you up there to the point where it's getting like there's a traffic jam at the top of Everest and it's extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
You get up to the point where you can't survive up there very long, and then you got to wait your turn in line to get to the peak. There's kind of 2 things to know if you're going to hike Everest. You need to know the equipment. You need to know like the technical things. Like you know, once you get to this summit, you have this much time to get up and back, or else the oxygen and all this other stuff. But do you know what else you want? You want a Sherpa who's done it like 30 times, right? You want the person that can walk up there and go, yeah, I know they're going to tell you this, but actually this, I know because I've done it. Like the Canes are missing the Sherpa. They're missing the guy who's been in the room during a draft 1 billion times. They're missing the guy who's been in trade talks 1 billion times. And they're missing the guy to say, listen, Calgary's going to say they're out, but they always say they're out of the trade. Then you just ignore them for 2 days and they come back. And I'm not saying that's actually true about Calgary, but I'm saying it's true about somebody, and Don Waddell knew. And who's bringing that information to the Canes? The NHL draft is 21 days from now. And the Carolina Hurricanes have the 27th pick. Sure, the analytics guys might be able to identify who they want to take. Don Waddell might be the guy that knows the guy that knows the guy that can tell him, oh, that guy's getting drafted 25th. And if you want him, you better trade up to 24. Because that's part of it too. Can anyone give me a good reason why it should take longer than 2 weeks to find a GM? 2 weeks is a long time. You can have 4 or 5 interviews in 2 weeks. Hey, we're going to reach out to the second round on Wednesday, on a Monday interview. All right, we'll let you know by Friday if we want to continue with this. All right, Monday's the next round of talking. Okay, now I want to get into more specific details about our team. We'll do that on Wednesday. All right, I want to meet you in person. We're going to fly you out. That's Friday. You can do all of that without ever having to do anything on back-to-back days in 2 weeks. Can anyone give me a good reason that the search for the next GM for the Carolina Hurricanes has lasted 14 days? And I'll even add this on top of it. Don Waddell's contract was expiring.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even if you're like, oh, we're going to try, we're going to do our best, we want to bring him back, you still have to understand, well, things can go sideways. We should have that list in the drawer. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like that hey, if bleep bleep hits the fan, these are some guys we'd consider, or ladies or whatever that we consider.
Break glass in case of emergency.
Every athletic director has one. Hey, if our head coach takes an NFL job tomorrow, these are the names we'd consider. I guarantee you UConn has one right now for Dan Hurley.
They better.
They're just waiting. They're just waiting for the call from Dan when he says, yeah, I'm taking the job. And they're like, boom, execute plan 7, 9, 4, 9, 11, 12, Bravo, Alpha. Like they've got it all orchestrated.
Issue order 66.
Heck, we do it here. What did we do whatever day that was? On was it yesterday, Thursday? We were in a meeting room. We had all staff, and we said, all right, let's pretend Kevin Keats takes a job somewhere else Let's just pretend. It was just an exercise.
Again, pretend, folks.
It was pretend. I said pretend. I said hypothetical. How would we execute it here? And it was, all right, boom, we need to get this podcast out as quick as possible. Tim, Adam, how quickly can you get in the studio and record something? Dennis, what can we do on social media? How quickly do we get to our social media manager? Like, we were doing that as an exercise. The Canes should do that. What's the plan if Don Waddell, heck, it didn't even have to be leaves for another job. Don Waddell retires. What do we do? Well, the first thing we do is take 2 weeks to collect ourselves and figure out the lay of the land. Is not how that plan should have started. Let's make sure we get through the entire NHL Combine without a GM, and then let's see what we can do leading up to the draft without a GM. That should not be the strategy. Can't be. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We'll take a quick break, but when we come back, our 99 questions, or our next question in our series of 99 questions about the college football season, has to do with one thing: fun. Stick around.
It's time for our countdown to the U.S. Open, teed up by Talk It Out NC. The first U.S. Open at Pinehurst ended in dramatic fashion in 1999. Payne Stewart, Phil Mickelson, and Tiger Woods fought it out in the final round. Up one stroke heading into the 18th, Stewart hit a 9-iron to 15 feet. And using a tip from his wife Tracy from the night before, Stewart buried the par and picked up his second Open title. There's your countdown to the U.S. Open, teed up by Talk It Out NC.
Our state's future begins with our students. That's why the North Carolina Education Lottery has contributed over $10 billion to education. Through scholarships, school construction, support staff, and pre-K programs, lottery dollars move our state forward, helping students become the best versions of themselves. Visit movingncstudentsforward.com and share how your student or school community has benefited for a chance to earn $2,000 for your story. Must be 18 to play. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Dave Matthews Band Live, Friday, June 14th, Coastal Credit Union Music Park, Raleigh.
He wakes up in the morning. Mama said, baby, don't you cry. In the dark, be the light. Don't let go, baby.
Dave Matthews Band. On sale now at livenation.com. Part of the Mattress Warehouse Concert Series.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
The NBA playoffs are heating up, and so is the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Teams are knocking on the door of the conference finals, and DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered every step of the way. With same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. Don't miss out on the NBA postseason as it winds down. And here's something else to sweeten the deal for new customers. Bet $5 and get $200, that's right, $200 in bonus bets instantly. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD, that's code TIMD, with no spaces, and get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
Glad to finally have you over. What do you think? You could install a bay window to let in more natural light over there. Huh? Sorry.
Sorry, it's just that I saved hundreds on my Navy Federal Credit Union home equity loan. Now I see potential home improvement projects everywhere.
Learn more about how our home equity loans with no closing costs can help you get more from your home base at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Membership required. Loan subject to change.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here from my friends at Buffalo Brothers. We're close to crowning a champion in hockey. When I'm not calling playoff games around the country, the first thing I do when I'm back in the Triangle is head to Buffalo Brothers, the best wings on the planet, and a great place to watch all the big games. Visit all 5 Triangle locations for great specials, like half-price appetizers, Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6, and $6 Jamesons on Sunday. Dine in, carry out, buffbrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. 99.9 The Fan, 99 questions. 99 questions about the college football season. We started this series 99 days out from the beginning of the college football season. We're asking a question every single show until college football is played. And we will not stop until college football is played.
It's crazy. We're basically 2 months away from a real football game being played.
Really?
Like Hall of Fame game?
Yeah, that's one of those deals where it's like it's simultaneously like really close, but also not close enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 2 months, that's nothing. 2 months, that's forever. What are we going to do for the next 2 months?
By the way, 2 months from tomorrow is the Panthers' first preseason game. Thursday, August 8th.
I was going to say we have some times on that, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. Panthers preseason. Will they win? More likely in preseason. I could see Dave Canales as a guy that like is all in on preseason.
Oh, for sure.
I could see him as someone who's like, if we're gonna keep score, we might as well win, fellas. Like starters out there, Xavier Leggett in the fourth quarter catching deep balls. It's like the other team has nobody that's gonna make their roster out there. You're like Jonathan Brooks, warm up the ACL. Maybe not that far, but
okay.
You know what I mean. The question, 99 questions about the college football season. Question for today, we're asking who's the most league pass? Now, let me explain what that means. I'm borrowing this from the Bill Simmons podcast. He's big on like who his league pass NBA team is. Now, league pass is it's like the Sunday ticket of the NBA.
Yeah, where you can watch all the out-of-market games.
You get all the games. And
can't watch the Hornets in this area, but that's fine.
And so your league pass team is like, if your favorite team isn't playing and everyone else in the NBA is, who are you choosing? Like, who's just entertaining? You're not going to root for them. You're not going to root against them. It's just they play a fun brand of basketball, and they're fun to watch. So I've broken this question up into 2 questions. Who's the most league pass player on each team in the triangle?
Okay.
And then which team is the most league pass in the triangle?
Just like team as a whole?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which team do we go with first?
Let's see. We started with State yesterday. Let's go Duke.
Duke. This is a brand new player who we haven't even talked about yet. My answer for this question is, and you can agree or disagree, Star Thomas.
It's a great name. I'm already interested.
Just transferred in.
Your name's Star? Go for it.
Star Thomas. New Mexico transfer. Comes from New Mexico.
Okay.
1,100, basically 1,200 yards, like 1,170 yards rushing last year.
All right. Got to replace Jordan Waters.
And that's exactly what it's going to be. I think he's going to have the opportunity to make some plays. And, Malik Murphy can get a little jiggy with his legs outside the pocket, which means there's going to be even more attention or even less attention paid to the traditional running game. I think Star might have a chance to, ready for it, be a star.
Look at that.
League pass. I'm looking forward to watching him play. What team do we go to next?
Let's do State next.
State, this is the easiest answer in the country.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Casey Concepcion.
All right.
Not just because of what he does as a receiver, but it's what he does as kind of that he can do everything.
Kind of reminds me of Percy Harvin.
Little bit.
Back in the day of Florida.
Slightly more wide receiver than Percy was Percy, man. But you're not I don't think you'll see Concepcion returning kicks and stuff, which you saw Percy do.
Mm-hmm.
But on any given play, especially with how creative Robert and I is as a play caller, You don't know where Concepcion's going to motion to. He could go across the formation, across and back. He could go into the backfield. He could jet sweep motion. He could motion out. He could do that little Tyreek Hill half motion. And then once he gets there, what is he going to do? Is he going to get a handoff? Is he going to get a pitch? Is he going to run the option? Is he going to go deep? Is he going to run a crosser? Like he's got the entire tool bag of opportunities. So Casey Concepcion, I mean, league pass as it gets. And there's a couple other guys that are also league pass on that roster, but none more so than Casey Concepcion. Who does that leave? UNC?
Carolina.
I struggled with this.
All right.
The answer is Omarion Hampton.
Okay.
I'm just not sure. Like the best running backs, I think, make being a running back look easy. Right? He what he does so well is like if there's 5 yards to get, he gets 8. Right? If there's I know he has some big plays, particularly in the passing game. He actually had some big plays last year. But I think this year he's going to be dependent upon more as like a workhorse. Keep the chains moving. You don't have Drake May and Tez Walker to make the big plays, so you're going to have to kind of grind it out a bit more. So I think Omarion Hampton is league pass. I think he's the right answer here, the running back for North Carolina.
Okay.
But I think there's going to be games where he finishes with like 120 yards rushing, and there's maybe not a highlight.
Yeah, it's on 30 carries.
It's just exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe not that many, but something like that. He has like 2 touchdowns. 4 total yards on those touchdown runs.
Yeah.
Like he's just dependable. So
his longest run is 12 yards.
Yeah. So I was looking for some other guys and there were some other options, and without knowing who the quarterback is, which way do you go? Maybe someone on defense, but then I was like, no, actually they might have the best running back in the country. Let's just go there and you're going to watch it, you're going to appreciate it, and you're going to have to pay a little bit more attention.
That's fair.
Which team is the most league pass? That's the next question, part B of our 99 question series here. I think it's NC State. And for the reason of all of the transfers they brought in. I will put this out there because obviously I'm high on the talent of NC State. It is either going to be exceptional to watch because all this talent makes them explosive offense like their spring game, right? They're all throwing deep passes and Justin Jolie's catching touchdowns. Noah Rogers is catching touchdowns. We know what Casey Concepcion can do. Or it's going to be league pass for maybe the other reason, which is there's a lot of mouths to feed. Maybe they're not getting it as smooth as they wanted to right out of the gate. And then you might have a few moments of like, oh my gosh, I can't look away. Not because it's going well, but because it's chaotic, right? One thing you have to be careful of, and I'm not saying this will happen for NC State. I'm not saying it won't happen for NC State. I'm saying it has been something that has reared its ugly head in other offenses in the game of football with a bunch of very, very talented, very, very high-profile skill position players is you can't try to score a touchdown on every single play.
Yeah.
If you are somebody like Wesley Grimes is a very good wide receiver, played with Wake Forest and made plays and is a player locally and transferred back to NC State. There's a legit possibility that he's going to end up the 4th, 5th, or 6th option in this offense. You can't say, if I'm only going to get the ball 3 times today, I'm going to make something happen, and you're fighting for every last yard. Maybe your ball security isn't there, and maybe you're trying a little too hard, pressing a little too hard. You know, if there's an option route, this was always my favorite in college. If we like option routes, right? If the corner is off, run a hitch. If the corner is down pressed, run a go. And you're making that decision once the play happens. If you're a wide receiver that didn't play very much, and maybe there was an injury, maybe someone's tired, they're on the bench, and you're out there and you get an option route, as the quarterback, guess what that guy's going to run?
Deep
ball.
Yeah, every time.
The corner could be up, corner could be back.
Doesn't matter.
There's no hitch. He's not leaving that game with 5 snaps played, 1 target, 5 yards. He's not doing it.
There's one option on this option route. Go.
Going deep. You can't do that, right? Because the actual play might have been run the hitch.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you have to worry about. So it's going to be League Pass whether you like it or not. But will it be for the good or bad reasons is up to them. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We're going to take a break. When we come back, some guys with local ties have to really eat their part of the blame pie when it comes to Celtics Mavericks last night for Dallas. Stick around.
This Father's Day, give Dad the gift that keeps on giving with the Butcher's Market Steak of the Month Club. Dad will enjoy a fresh, hand-cut steak every month for 6 months, like a prime New York strip steak, a Brazilian picanha, a petite sirloin roast, and a thick-cut T-bone steak, just to name a few. Plus great bonus items like burgundy wine marinated mushrooms and so much more. The Steak of the Month Club is exciting, easy, and just perfect for Dad. Sign up today at any of the Butcher's Market's 6 Triangle locations or at thebutchersmarkets.com. Now open at Lake Boone Trail.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's Men's Health Month. Time to tackle important topics like testicular and prostate health. About 1 in 8 men get prostate cancer, and early detection and treatment is mission critical for lots of urology issues. Don't be a sad statistic. Schedule your preventative screening today with Associated Urologists of Cary at AriseTheClinicForMen.com. Be proactive for you, for your family, for your future. Let's get this done. Make your appointment today at AriseTheClinicForMen.com.
Thinking of popping the question? Diamonds Direct has an offer you can't miss. This month only, buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. No one provides education, selection, and value like Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet from your friends at Diamonds Direct won't last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
It's time for the Coastal Scholar Athlete of the Month.
This is Creighton Blackwell with Coastal Credit Union and 99.9 The Fan. Today, we're at Athens Drive Magnet High School, and we're here to celebrate our next Scholar Athlete of the Month, Connor O'Toole.
What does winning this award mean to you?
I think it means a lot. Past 4 years, I've put in a lot of work in athletics and in school. I'm glad to see it's paying off, but also all my friends have helped me along the way to elevate my game.
You're involved in a service organization. What kind of impact does this work have in other aspects of your life?
Yeah, so it's not just about getting the service hours in. For example, for Science National Honor Society, when we're taking those invasive plants out of the lake, that's a lake that we run every day at practice. And it's just good to see the community cleaned up, and it's helping everyone around it as well.
Having Connor on our teams has really just meant a consistent, reliable leader and somebody who kids are drawn to. So you ask him to do something, he'll get it done right the first time. And then other kids will follow his lead, really in anything.
He's always pushing us to be a better person, not just on the track, not just during cross country, but in school and everything.
It's just that family feeling. We're all working together. For friends, we practice together, we train together, so that means we're getting better together. And it's just a great thing to be a part of, having so much support.
Such a hard-working kid, and I love him to death. He motivates me every day and pushes me to my limits.
Congratulations, Connor.
For 20 years, 99.9 The Fan and Coastal Credit Union have been recognizing scholar athletes at Triangle area schools. If you'd like to nominate a high school athlete, head to WRALSportsFan.com, keyword award.
It's bow time. Listen up, because we've got some big news to share. You might want to sit down for this. Bow Sauce is back at Bojangles. If you think you missed it, just imagine how our Supremes must have felt. Because there's no better sauce to pair with our crispy golden chicken Supremes. They're already boldly seasoned to perfection, but add Bow Sauce and you can taste a truly legendary combination that will make you want to yell, "It's bow time!" So don't wait, grab a Supreme and dip into some Bow Sauce. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. Time to stop whatever you're doing to satisfy your craving for flavor with a Bojangles Chicken Supremes dinner. Choose a 3-piece or 4-piece Supremes dinner. Get your choice of fixin', a biscuit, and legendary iced tea. And don't forget the sauce for dipping, because Bo Sauce is back. That's right, Bo Sauce is back. Hungry for flavor and value and love the Bo Sauce? Then it's Bo time.
Trane heating and cooling systems are engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit Traneinfo.com to find your local independent Trane dealer. It's hard to stop a Trane.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. You referenced, for those that I say this occasionally, all of the rejoin music when we come out of breaks is chosen by our esteemed producer, Dennis Cox. This is like your second reference of Teenage Dream by Katy Perry this week.
Yeah, it is actually.
It's one of your go-tos. This is one of your jams. You can't deny it now.
Great song.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.
I'm not denying it at all.
No, there's no denying it. I heard she's not on American Idol anymore.
Oh, darn. I guess I'll keep not watching.
Hey, my mom watches American Idol.
Okay, that's fair.
That's who I heard it from. Game 1 of the finals last night. That's what I was watching last night. Landslide victory for the Celtics. Now, we talked about this earlier this week, right? Nothing brings about accountability like the scoreboard. So with the Celtics playing as well as they played and winning by as big of a margin as they won by and dominating at points in time as much as they've dominated, that should draw upon some accountability by the Mavericks, right? Well, the Mavericks' accountability, I believe, falls on two guys with local ties. The two biggest slices of the pie. Kyrie Irving, Duke. Derek Lively, Duke. There's about a decade between them, but both Duke one-and-done players, both first-round picks. Kyrie number 1 overall. Derek Lively, a late lottery pick, but he's a rookie. It was one of those games when everything seemed to be going right for the Celtics, right? Let's just call a spade a spade. Jaylen Brown turned into Dikembe Mutombo at one point in time and just decided he was going to meet everyone at the rim and he was going to block everybody's shot.
It was wild.
Didn't matter if you were a guard, didn't matter if you were a big. He was like, I can jump. And the craziest one, he did it with there was one where he did it from a straight vert.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like he was running like and got to do like a 1-2 run jump thing. He was just from a dead standstill, pure straight up and down vertical, blocked a dunker at the rim. It's unreal.
I think he blocked Kyrie in a ball that hasn't landed yet.
Blocked Kyrie?
I mean, it was like full volleyball on that thing.
It's when Jaylen Brown turns into Dikembe Mutombo, might just be your day, right?
Yeah.
It's like, if Shaq goes 14 of 15 from the free throw line, it's like, you know what?
Hey,
what are you going to do?
What can you do?
It's just their day. But if you're the Mavericks, you can't look at it like that, right? You can't just look at it and go, what are you going to do? You got to look at it and say, well, what did we do that allowed them to get that going? What did we do that allowed them to have that day? Kristaps Porzingis had himself a day. Came right out of a long layoff, right? A long injury layoff, and lit it up. He was on fire from the very beginning. If you're the Mavericks, you have to look at it and go, well, why did we allow? How did we allow? Why were we complicit? How were we complicit in that performance? And, you can go look it up, right? This is one where you can check me if you want to, but take my word for it. I'm not lying to you. ESPN Radio, at ESPN Radio on Twitter. As they do, right? They talk about the biggest games, the biggest performances. They put out like a group of pictures on Twitter. All right? I don't know what you call it. A group, a carousel, a deck.
Yeah.
You could scroll through the pictures. And it was celebrating the day from Kristaps Porzingis. He was one of the stories. And what I noticed is like every picture, because it's a picture. This is not a GIF. This is not a video. It is a still frame picture. In the background, you just see Derek Lively with like an oh no face.
Yeah, like oh no.
Or he's jumping to block the shot, and it's just outside his range of like his wingspan, and like that's not intentionally what ESPN Radio was doing. It was to celebrate. It was to celebrate Kristaps Porzingis, but like the unintentional bystander that got caught was Derek Lively, because he was just a guy that was tasked with guarding him, and he had a big day. So I look at it and say, that's kind of a personal challenge to you, Derek Lively. Right? If the guy you're guarding is the one everyone's excited about, that says something about the way you were guarding him, right? It's if Kristaps Porzingis, everyone's like, oh my gosh, I never would have expected him to be able to put up the 20 points in his first game back, and you're like, I was supposed to be guarding him. It's like, that's a personal challenge right there for game 2.
It's like, oh, Derek Lively, this is what it's like to guard a unicorn.
Guard
someone who's taller than you, 7'3", but also can step outside, handle, and shoot. Yeah. Good luck. They're not everyday guys.
And it's also not just about how he was guarding Kristaps Porzingis. Part of it was every time he was the help defender and someone else was driving to the basket, he just like a lazy guy in pickup basketball just swatted him on the arm, said, foul, your ball up top.
Yeah.
He fouled everything. At one point, he got a rebound and was so flustered by the scramble for the ball, he traveled. And I'm going like, all right, Derek Lively, he had been playing well above his age, right? All playoffs, he's looked calm. He's made big plays. He's guarded good bigs. Last night was the first time I looked at it and went, oh, yeah, he should be a sophomore in college, and he's playing in the NBA Finals. Look at it. The hamster wheel in his brain was brrrr, and it looked like it. Smoke was coming out of his ears. That's something he's got to fix. That's part of his blame pie. Because if not, Kristaps Porzingis can continue to do that to you. Here's Jason Tatum on having Porzingis back.
I mean, you always want to have your team at full strength. We're a good team, right, when guys are down, but we're really, really special when we have everybody. I think I said it earlier how seamless his transition was after being away for 6-7 weeks and coming into the game and having the first half like that. And that was a big spark for us to start the game.
It was a big spark, and it's Derek Lively's responsibility to end it. The other person in the blame pie is Kyrie Irving. Luka, let's look at Luka, okay? Because Luka is going to expose how I think Kyrie needs to answer. Luka Doncic averaged 10 assists this season, 9.8 if we're being specific. That's a ton of assists. Now, let's Luka Doncic, MVP candidate, 10 assists per game this season. How many do you think he had last night? One. He had one. Which I don't think is actually something like, I don't think Luka forgot how to have vision. I don't think Luka was like, hey, you know what? I'm just not going to pass today. I don't think it was that.
Not going to do it.
Today is my day to score. I think it says more about what the Celtics were doing, which is the Celtics were saying, we're not going to double Luka much. We're going to let him get his. He's going to finish with his 30 whatever, right? He's going to get his. Nobody else is going to beat us. And if you're Kyrie Irving, right, you're the second lead dog on that team, you have to take that as a personal attack. Okay, you're gonna say nobody else is gonna beat you but Luka? Watch what I can do. Right? I'm somebody that should draw doubles also. And what did Kyrie do? Did not have a good game. Did not.
Just 6 of 19.
And sometimes 6 of 19, it's like, yeah, but he was taking tough shots. So 6 of 19, yeah, but he was bailing him out at the end of the shot clock. Kyrie had some three-pointers that he could have to use a hockey term, dust off the puck.
Oh, yeah.
He could have dusted off the basketball. He could have rotated it, got the good part of the laces that has no logo on it, grabbed it, maybe spun it in his hand like a free throw, and then shot it. And he clanked both of them. That's not a good way to describe it, like a jumper, right? It's not like it rattled in and out. Thinking, oh, what a bad roll. It was like a nope. Ball's in the air and everyone's boxing out. That's not what you're looking for from Kyrie Irving, and that can't be what you get from Kyrie Irving. If they get out of position and let Kyrie Irving have an open three, that has to be a make. 70% of the time. He should make 40% of his threes when he's guarded. Wide open, 70% of the time. So there you go. Duke, get your boys. And do you know who else who didn't have a great game for the Celtics, but no one's going to talk about it because they won?
Tatum.
Tatum
did not have a great game yesterday.
The heck is going on with the Duke guys?
I don't know.
As you hear every North Carolina fan, they're Duke guys. What do you mean what's wrong with them? That's what they do. I don't know why I gave North Carolina fans that voice.
I don't know.
Tatum, I think, will bounce back. I think Kyrie will as well. Derek Lively, obviously, he's a rookie in the finals. You never know how that's going to mess with you.
Mm-hmm.
But the other two, I assume, will be back with a vengeance in game 2.
All right, Jason Kidd, how do you adjust?
Yeah.
Clearly, every time that Dallas got inside the interior, like Boston was just ready for him. Like, yeah, they're kind of like, oh, hey, come here into the middle. We got rim protectors. You're not getting lobs. You're not getting layups. None of that.
And
completely destroyed their flow.
And like the other side was the exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Holiday would get into the middle of the paint, and it would be like he's just going to pivot 6 times, and then he's going to get an open scoop. And I was going like, well, how? Drew Holiday is not, by NBA standards, a big man. By normal standards, yes, but by NBA standards, he's like a undersized person amongst the trees down there, and he was getting a lot of kind of just post looks. It was an extremely weird situation. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We want to mention this. Super Regionals this weekend. Baseball update. UNC tonight, I believe.
6 o'clock.
UNC tonight, 6 o'clock in Chapel Hill. If you're like, oh, maybe I should go. They've been sold out for a while.
Yeah.
And prices are expensive on the secondary market.
Good luck.
If you want to spend the money, go for it. If you want to spend on the secondary market, it is a cool experience.
I know they announced yesterday that there are, if I remember correctly, a limited number of standing room only seats that you can buy that day.
You might have
But once they're sold out, they probably already sold out of those.
You might have to be standing in line
honest.
for those already.
Exactly. But the games are already taking place. By the way, Florida State, last time I checked, was up 4-1. Last time I checked in the Super Regional against UConn. That game might be final. I'll have to check on that here in just a bit. But nonetheless,
rough week for UConn.
I know, right? You know, honestly, I was telling Paul Ihander, our program director and host of Next Up at 9 a.m. here on The Fan, I said, you know what? They're taking that Dan Hurley news hard.
Yeah, they're
real hard.
It's a protest. They're not going to play baseball well until Dan Hurley says he's coming back.
Exactly.
It's a weird protest.
What if you're Florida State? It's 24-3 right now. UConn, a couple runs to the top of the 8th. Let's go.
Love the fight. No give up in them.
I'm pretty sure like the walk-on center fielder is pitching for the Florida State. I take that back right now. But nonetheless, if you're Florida State, you want to save some runs? I mean, we got to win at least one more. Last thing you want tomorrow, get shut out 1-0. Like, could have saved 7 runs.
Empty the bats. They're on low.
And Evansville, who upset East Carolina in the Greenville Regional, top of the 3rd inning, up 2-1 on Tennessee, number 1 ranked Tennessee.
Wow.
Evansville up 2-1.
Purple Aces.
Shout out to Nina, who's a Evansville fan, Evansville grad, who called last week.
She can't hear anything.
Pumped.
She can't hear anything right now. She's
running
around her block, just going, "Are you watching the game?" NC State tomorrow. You can hear that right here on 99.9 The Fan. Correct.
Noon. That's right.
They
Noon
are
tomorrow.
down in Georgia. Athens playing the Bulldogs. Do you know what that stadium's going to be?
Loud.
A lot of red.
A lot of red.
A lot of red. A lot of black. Actually, if you're NC State, do that little mind game.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all these fans here for us wearing our home team colors. I had a buddy, one of my teammates. His name was Rob Jones, great wide receiver, great punt returner also. But he wore number 5. I played at the University of Delaware. He wore number 5 for us. Guess who was the previous person to wear number 5 at the University of Delaware?
Joe
Flacco. So there were a ton of number 5 jerseys all around the stadium.
Okay.
And he used to look around and go, everybody's wearing my jersey.
Everyone's wearing my jersey.
Everyone's wearing my jersey.
They're all here for me.
And he would just talk himself into it, and then he'd go out there and try to play like a superstar. Like all these people were here to watch him. It was like a funny bit, but I think there was a little bit of a like a grain of truth in his thing where he like actually believed it.
Clearly bought in.
That's what NC State should do down in Georgia. Like, look at all of these red and black gear wearing fans that traveled this whole way to watch us play. There's nobody from the home team. It will start as a joke, but there'll be that grain that you believe when you. Why are they booing when we hit home runs? This is strange. They are our fans. Maybe it's like you got to find somebody on your team named Luke. They're not booing.
They're saying Luke.
They're saying Luke.
Hey, they're chatting for you, man.
Yeah. You didn't hit the home run, but still. So a little super regional action. Again, you can hear the NC State game noon tomorrow right here on 99.9 The Fan.
We have a bunch of play-by-play this weekend, by the way, on The Fan. So we have NC State tomorrow at noon. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, Stanley Cup Finals Game 1 right here on The Fan. Sunday, noon, first pitch Game 2, NC State versus Georgia. And then that night, 8 o'clock, NBA Finals Game 2.
All right here, 99.9 The Fan. Just set it here and don't let it leave.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it. All the way till Monday at 3 when we start. Also, right now, something we are doing for you here at 99.9 The Fan is we want you to go see the Sunday U.S. Open action at Pinehurst. 2 tickets, Sunday U.S. Open. You have to text in to win. This is a text to win. Text in the word golf, GOLF, to our text line 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326. If you text in golf and then click the link, do what it says, you'll be entered to win. And the U.S. Open, I mean, it's all the names you're thinking, right? It's Rory, it's Tiger, it's Scotty, it's Phil, it's Brooks, it's Spieth, it's Fitzpatrick, it's all the ones, Morikawa, it's all of them. Whoever your favorite is, and everybody's got one. If you're a golf fan, you got your guys, handful of guys you root for. They're all going to be at the U.S. Open. You can be there as well on Sunday if you text in golf to 919-860-5326. Now, Dennis, we got to make some picks. We have a interview with Xavier Woods, the safety for the Carolina Panthers, coming up during our normal Making Our Picks time. So we're going to make our picks now. What do you got for us?
So that's, again, 5:45. Safety Xavier Woods, Carolina Panthers joining us. Let's go right to the Super Regionals. 6 o'clock tonight, UNC. Doesn't matter who they're playing.
I think it's West Virginia.
It's West Virginia, I know, but they don't deserve it.
Well, I'm just.
I know, I'm kidding. We actually have a couple WVU guys here in our building, so Carolina WVU. Give me a series prediction.
I think UNC wins. They're favored by, I think, 2.5 runs.
Okay.
If you're looking at the gambling side of things, it seems like that. By the way, it seems like most of these games in this postseason for college baseball are either 24-1,
yeah,
or like 4-3. They're really like a 2.5 point run spread. To me, it's like that should either be 9 or it should be half a run because every game has been broken down that way. So I'll take UNC and I'll take them in a blowout, 8-1, something like that.
Give me a series prediction as well, because that series is going to be wrapped up by Sunday. So go and give me a series prediction.
I'll go UNC 2-1.
Okay.
They
Carolina
win game 1, drop game 2, and then win the rubber match.
Okay, let's go right to NC State on the road in Athens, Georgia. Tough task.
Tougher task.
But State, man, they smoked through their regional.
They're well rested. I'm gonna take State probably 2-1 again. I think they take game 1, lose game 2, win game 3.
Oh, okay, going chalky there.
Similar, but I think game 2 might be ugly. So that's my only little non-chalky. I think game 1 win close. Game 2 lose big. Game 3 win close.
Okay, I'm slightly opposite. I'm with you. 2-1. State wins the series, which, by the way, game 3 will be on Monday. But I think they drop game 1 in a close one. And then in game 2, they'll technically be the home team and have second at bat. I think they win that game like a 4-2, and then they come back and ride that momentum and win game 3.
Did you pick the UNC series? I don't think you did.
Give me Carolina to win that one 2-0.
All right.
2-0.
Smooth. I'm fine with that.
All right, let's go ahead and go to Stanley Cup. Again, hear that tomorrow, 8 o'clock, game 1 right here on 99.9 The Fan tomorrow night. Come on now.
Laugh so you don't cry.
Edmonton Oilers at the Florida Panthers. Stanley Cup Finals, Game 1. Who do you have?
Game 1, I'm taking the Oilers.
Oilers, really?
Taking the Panthers in the series.
Okay.
Taking the Oilers in Game 1. I think Game 1 is oftentimes a superstar game. It is, you can win it with one guy. Everybody, the role players are still kind of feeling it out, getting used to it, maybe working out some jitters. Meanwhile, someone like McDavid is still, something better than a human, but lesser than a god.
He's just an ordinary demigod.
Yeah, he's Hercules out there. So I do think that he'll do something special. The Oilers will win Game 1, but I do have the Panthers winning the series.
See, here's the thing. Florida, they've been in it, and they were just there last year, whereas the guys with the Edmonton Oilers, for the most part, haven't been there yet. Give me the Florida Panthers in this one, and I think they won this one 4-2. Connor McDavid, I still think, gets like a goal and an assist in this one. But give me 4-2 Florida Panthers this one. I think Florida's just going to rough them up because they have the big dudes up front that could just wear down Edmonton. They really can. Give me Edmonton.
Physicality is a difference between the two teams.
Give me Florida in this one, 4-2 in Game 1, and I think they win the series in 5.
Oh, I thought when you were saying they win 4-2, I thought you were saying that was the series.
No. They win Game 1 4-2. They win the series in 5.
I'm taking Panthers in 6.
Okay.
But I think the Oilers get Game 1.
Okay. Let's go Sunday. NBA Finals, Game 2. Mavericks at Celtics.
I think Boston wins.
Okay.
I think here's the issue with this. Yes, there are things the Dallas Mavericks can do much better, but the Celtics kind of worked you over, and Jason Tatum didn't play well.
Yeah.
I know Jason Tatum's not going to play like that in every game.
Mm-hmm.
So you not only have to play better than you played in Game 1 enough to make up the difference in Game 1, which was significant, but then even additionally to make up the difference of plus having a better Jason Tatum. So I think the Celtics win Game 2. I do think Dallas gets 1 or 2 at home to not get swept, but I think Boston wins the series.
I'm with you on this one. I think Dallas is going to make the game tighter because, again, the adjustments, I just don't see Dallas getting blown out a second time. But nonetheless, I think Dallas is going to lose this one. It's going to be closer, more like an 8-9 point game. Dallas doesn't get a win in this series until Game 3. But then I'm with you on that one. Boston takes Game 2.
What else you got for us?
All right. Final one here. In Charlotte this weekend, we had the Premier Lacrosse League in action. Our Carolina Chaos home games, including tonight, actually 6 o'clock, they play the California Redwoods. Chaos
Redwoods?
Yeah.
No offense, but what a terrible mascot logo. Redwoods?
Yeah.
You know what coach
Their
is?
logo's a bear.
Well, that makes even less sense. Our coach, like every coach in like every basketball game, if you weren't moving well enough, they'd say, "What are you, a tree? You going to grow roots?" They're like, "Absolutely, I'm a redwood, the biggest roots, sir."
Redwoods are strong.
We're not going to move at all. Yeah, redwoods are strong, but you can run around them pretty easily. Not the fleetest of foot.
Okay.
Chaos win.
Right.
Chaos win. Chaos win. Over the Redwoods and what other stationary mascots are out there? I don't know much about the lacrosse league.
Yeah, Carolina Chaos.
Are they favored?
I think the Chaos are favored.
All right, give me the Chaos. I'm going chalk.
Going chalk on this one.
Shout out to the California Chaos.
You mean the Carolina Chaos?
What'd I say, California?
Yeah.
California Redwoods, Carolina Chaos. I was shouting out the game.
Oh, okay, sure.
I already picked the Chaos to win. What do you want from me? They have a good goalie, don't they?
They do, actually.
Look at that. That's why I was picking. You can always pick goalies. Any sport with a goalie, you always pick goalies. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, here's Dennis Cox.
Hey, Dennis Cox here for my friends at Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School. Check them out online, deepriversportingclays.com. Here's one of the things I love about Deep River. I love a ton of things about it. It's just minutes away. It's a beautiful drive in Sanford, just minutes away from anywhere in the Triangle, so it's super easy to get to, and there's so much that Deep River offers. And again, if you're looking for something for Father's Day, take the family down to Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School. They have the wonderful outdoor pavilions that you can contact them in advance, book in advance. So when you get done with your round of clays, they can have food and drink ready there for you. Check out deepriversportingclays.com. Again, deepriversportingclays.com. They actually do have a newsletter that you could sign up for where they have deals and special offers just for subscribers only. So if you're looking maybe something to do later on this summer or in the fall or even sometimes towards the end of the year, go to Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School. By the way, when you go to Deep River, tell them you heard about it right here on 99.9 The Fan. And when you do so, get a free T-shirt next time you go to shoot at Deep River. Again, just mention 99.9 The Fan when you go there. Get a free T-shirt. Everyone loves a good free T-shirt. Go to Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School. Tell them that you heard about it right here on 99.9 The Fan and get a free T-shirt from Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School. Again, check them out online at deepriversportingclays.com.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We'll be back with football at 4. It seems like every couple of days the Panthers have a new message they're sending to us. I'll give you that message next.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
I think it's the most elite hot dog you can get is a Chicago dog. It's delicious. Do not knock it until you've tried it.
I understand it's a delicacy. It's unique to Chicago, but I'm over that. I don't necessarily need to have that. I think it's too much on a hot dog. A hot dog, maybe you want to put some sauteed onions, maybe a little bit of relish, but I think that's about all that belongs on the hot dog.
Mornings from 6 to 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Houston, permission to detach boosters.
Negative, Commander. You're off course for the moon. Sensors show something massive on board. Did you bring additional items?
Only the new loaded scratch-offs.
Those are loaded with $50, $100, $500, and $2,000 prizes. You're on a trajectory towards Mars.
Nice. First person on Mars. Take that, billionaires.
New loaded scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Massive amounts of prizes. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.8 to 4.88. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Hey friends, Paul Ihander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. The NBA Finals are finally here, and FanDuel's giving you the chance to win alongside the champions. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets with a winning $5 bet. That's $200 to use on same-game parlays, live bets, and so much more. And it's a big finals matchup, the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks. There's no better place to bet all the finals action than America's #1 sportsbook. I need you to go to FanDuel.com/Paul. Paul with a capital P. Get started and take your shot at an extra $200. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
If you see me stopped in the McDonald's drive-thru, just staring at the menu with my "what should I order" face, don't interrupt. It's the most important decision I'll make all day.
Enjoy savings every day when you get a McDouble, McChicken, and other faves. Buy one, get one for $1. Plus, get any size Dr. Pepper for just $1.29. Price and participation may vary. Valid for product of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's. Save $40 on select 5-gallon HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams paint, like Weather Shield, Showcase, or ceiling paint. Plus, save $10 on drywall PVA primer and get free same-day delivery to the job site when you order by 2 p.m. Lowe's knows paint. Lowe's knows pros. Offers valid through 6/14. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Remarkable change begins with daring to be different. Baby, I'm on a mission with Boost Mobile, putting the latest phones in the hands of more people. Introducing the Signature Coach Prime Razor, only from Boost Mobile. Rush to your nearest Boost Mobile retailer and get your Signature Coach Prime Razor on us. Get after it.
When you switch in with ID verification, select plans only. Offer valid 4/19/24 through 5/23/24. While supplies last. Taxes extra. New customers only. Must remain active and in good standing on the $60 a month plan for 6 months to receive all credits. Offer subject to change.
Tim Donnelly here. Don't miss out on the sale of the summer from Zero Res. 3 rooms in your house, Zero Resified. Every surface cleaned for $109 plus $100 off your air duct cleaning. Give them a call. 919-915 855-0000 or ZeroResRaleigh.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This hour of buzzer-beating, nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat sports action on 99.9 The Fan is powered by
Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers.
Visit GotBryan.com.
That's GotBryan.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on radio, web, app, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Mostly sunny skies this afternoon. It is still pretty hot out there. High temperatures close to 90 degrees. This afternoon, we're seeing a gradual drop in our humidity. It'll feel nicer overnight tonight, 62 degrees with lower humidity. And the humidity will be noticeably lower for tomorrow, but it's still warm with a high of 88.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones down 87 points to 38,798. Market update brought to you by The Good Feet Store. Ready to step into a healthy and active lifestyle? Come to The Good Feet Store and experience the difference. Discover how a simple step can lead to a life of pain-free possibilities.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I'm starting to see what the Panthers are doing here. The Panthers are very smart publicly. And what I mean by that is they have things they want us to know. And they are on the same page about it. They have things they want us to know, and they are speaking with a uniform voice. Right? There's nobody straying out like, I'll give you the real scoop. There's nobody like, here's what I think. It's everyone speaks as one. So every couple days, and it has to do with who's media available, like which players are made available and all that. But every couple days, it seems to switch. We talked about it the other day with Bryce Young's leadership, right? And suddenly, all these different outlets were all talking about Bryce Young's leadership. Well, now, today, I was doing the same thing I always do, right? I'm looking for news. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. And I'm reading about the Panthers, and I see a trend. ESPN headline on their website. Panthers Jaycee Horn healthy. Ready to shine in 2024? ? Charlotte Observer headline. Panthers star DB Jaycee Horn is, quote, in a really good place. That's good news for Carolina. Sports Illustrated headline, Jaycee Horn playing with freedom and urgency during OTAs. All of those headlines in the last 24 hours, and I probably could have found more, but I stopped because I figured you'd get the picture. In the last 24 hours, bunch of different people writing the same story of, Jaycee Horn, ready to shine? Is he healthy? Is he back? Is he ready? Is he healthy? Is he back? And by the way, I'm not knocking the reporting. I read all 3 articles. I learned something new in all of them. Dave Canales told the media that he likes that he's getting to know Jaycee Horn, and he likes that he talks trash. He said if the defense makes a play in practice, Jaycee Horn's the one letting the offense hear about it, and he likes that. It's nice to know. I don't know. It's kind of a fun fact. Oh, all right. The Panthers secondary coach is saying Jaycee Horn, if he develops right, could be one of the best in the league. I like the confidence. Thanks, Coach.
I think we all knew that, though.
Yeah. Here, from Jaycee Horn himself back in May, which is being cited in quite a few of these articles, he's changed up his offseason a little bit.
Kind of just through my program this offseason, I did more just weightlifting, trying to get back to the kind of like the college program where I'm just lifting heavy and just trying to build my body back up and reset everything. So we'll see how I go.
Again, Interesting. But I'm going to throw this at you. It doesn't have to be that complicated. Those articles should have been 2 sentences. Right? And I'm by the way, I am a fan of journalism. I love the written word. I enjoy reading long-form feature articles, so I am not knocking the writer saying, oh, all this fluff. I'm saying there's a lot of the Panthers who I would like to have the full, like everything, right? Start the article with, it was a crisp morning and there was dew on the grass as they went out to get extra reps in. Like, give me the air was just a touch below crispy. Like, give me all of the flowery language. But when it comes to Jaycee Horn, I need 2 sentences, and I wrote them. If Jaycee Horn stays healthy, he is one of the best corners in the NFL. The Panthers desperately need him to stay healthy. And article. That's it. It does not have to be more complicated than that. Everything else beyond that is spin. It's spin zone. It's trying to craft a narrative or a storyline that doesn't need to be there. There are 2 facts about Jaycee Horn. He is very good. He is often hurt. That's his story right now. That's his story. Certain players, there's so much context. I used this example earlier today when I was hosting the Adam Gold Show. If you want to write an article about Kirk Cousins right now, I'm going to need some context. What's his mindset like after he signs for $180 million and then they draft his replacement 8th overall in the next draft before he even plays? Oh, by the way, he's coming back from one of the most difficult injuries to rehab from, an Achilles tear. Oh, by the way, he's about 15 years older than anyone else in his offense. Oh, by the way, he's in a new place in the country. You want to tell me a Kirk Cousins story? I'm gonna need a lot. It's going to be an article. Make it a feature. A half-hour sit-down. Give me a podcast about it. If you're talking to me about Jaycee Horn, he's really gosh darn good, and he's often hurt. That's what I'm looking at. That's it. Dave Canales can spin it with, oh, I love the trash talk that he brings, and whether he's in the drill or not, he can affect the team. And I'm going, you do not understand, if that's what you're thinking about, how desperately your defense needs Jaycee Horn on the field. Dane Jackson worries me as a number 2 corner. If Jaycee Horn is hurt, he becomes your number 1 corner. That's scary. In your division, Drake London, Chris Olave, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. These are wide receivers that require an elite level corner to combat their either athleticism or savvy and skill. You don't want to be the one where Chris Olave has his breakout moment.
No, you don't want that.
Where Chris Olave decides, I'm going to go try to make $30 million a year because apparently wide receivers are doing that. You don't want that to come at your expense. And if you don't have Jaycee Horn out there and I'm Chris Olave, by the way, Chris Olave, number 1 wide receiver for the Saints. He's opened his career with back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, but has left a lot of meat on the stick, a lot of meat on the bone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going, all right, look at this. The CeeDee Lambs, the Justin Jeffersons, the Jamar Chases have made all this money. How do I get mine? Well, guess what? If I have 4 touchdowns in 2 games against the Panthers, my end-of-the-season statistics look a lot more lucrative. Jaycee Horn is the guy that makes them go, actually, if I get 1 touchdown in 2 games against the Panthers, I'll consider it a win. He's that dude. And the only thing that I'm worried about is the health. If he's out there running around at an OTA in June, that doesn't get me excited. It doesn't. It doesn't get me excited because you don't stop touchdown passes in June. You do that in games. How many? When's the first preseason game you said? We're like 2 months in a day or something like that?
Yeah, 2 months from tomorrow.
There's nothing Jaycee Horn can do other than walk off the field at the end in a preseason game that will impress me.
That's it.
As long as he is walking off without a limp and nothing in a sling,
Mm-hmm.
it's a victory.
Not in a boot.
Yeah. Like, it's that simple. Matter of fact, we're gonna move on because I feel like I've talked about it too long for something that simple. It is a 2-point topic. Is he healthy?
Yeah.
He is good.
That's it.
Equal equation. 2 + 2 = 4. Jaycee Horn plus health equals good. Tell me I don't know math on air. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I want to tell you about my partners at Window Nation. Window Nation is extending its semi-annual sale. We're talking 50% off all window styles, plus 0% interest for 5 years, and an additional bonus if you schedule an appointment this week. The best part about Window Nation is it's what I said, right? My partners at Window Nation. They came in. Justin, one of their sales reps, came to our house, gave us the free no consultation no obligation consultation. I almost said no consultation obligation. Definitely a Friday. No consultation, no obligation consultation. Goodness gracious. Let's rewind this sentence. Justin, one of their sales reps, came into our house, gave my wife and I the no obligation, completely free consultation, and it felt like a partnership, and it can do that for you too. It's not, these are the windows you need to get. It's, we have hundreds of styles of windows. What do you need? Right, we were talking about, could these two windows combine to have a bigger pane of glass because we want to see the backyard? He's going, absolutely. It would cost a little more, or cost a little this, cost a little that. We'd have to put this in. It's a conversation. They don't talk at you, they talk with you, which is what I look for when it comes to somebody that I'm going to trust to work on my house. Because when they go in, they'll put the windows in 1 day or less. They'll put a lifetime warranty on it, right? They have all the experience. But the fact of the matter is, when they walk out of my house after putting in those windows, I'm the one that has to look at the windows every single day from now until forever, right? So they bring you into the decision-making process. Like I said, it's a partnership, not talking at you, and it's all at Window Nation. They're extending their semi-annual sale, 50% off all window styles, plus 0% interest for 5 years, and an additional bonus if you schedule your appointment this week. To schedule your appointment, give them a call. 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION. Or visit windownation.com to schedule. That's windownation.com. Dan Hurley, still weighing his options when it comes to the Lakers. Is it the downfall of college basketball as we know it, which is meaningful to us in the center of the college basketball world? We'll answer that question next.
We're jamming your June with championships. The NBA Finals.
The Celtics have finished the sweep. They rally again, and it's on to the NBA Finals.
The Stanley Cup Finals.
Reinhardt scores. The Panthers win Game 4.
The U.S. Open.
Payne Stewart is the 1999 U.S. Open champion. Oh, my.
Catch every winning moment with us. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
Hey, y'all. Happy summer from Oak City Customs. We have a lot of cool things happening, including new offerings on custom sun sails, pergolas, outdoor tables and furnishings, raised garden beds, and so much more. All fully customizable and available in any size. We also are now hosting official shop tours for you to experience this unique fabrication process in person. Come visit us or check us out further at oakcitycustoms.com. We look forward to meeting you.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here from my friends at Buffalo Brothers. We're close to crowning a champion in hockey. When I'm not calling playoff games around the country, the first thing I do when I'm back in the Triangle is head to Buffalo Brothers, the best wings on the planet, and a great place to watch all the big games. Visit all 5 Triangle locations for great specials, like half-price appetizers, Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6, and $6 Jamesons on Sunday. Dine in, carry out, buffbrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
June is Men's Health Month, and to learn more, we're joined by Dr. Ashish Patel, an electrophysiologist with Wake Med Heart and Vascular. So you specialize in complex arrhythmias. Aren't they all complex when it comes to the heart?
Absolutely. They're all complex. Really, the terminology is referred to the fact that we provide specialty procedures for these arrhythmias. And as an electrician of the heart, what we will do is sometimes perform procedures like ablation, or pacemakers, defibrillators, various types of procedures to help patients.
Atrial fibrillation, or AFib, is commonly diagnosed as an arrhythmia issue. Does it affect men or women more frequently?
I mean, the distribution of AFib is fairly equal both men and women. And what we found is that in patients with atrial fibrillation, they have several types of symptoms, and it leads to a lot of problems. So we always have patients recommend that they get checked up for AFib.
Lot to learn. Thank you, Dr. Patel. To learn more, check out Wake Med Heart and Vascular at wakemed.org.
Imagine waking up this time next week and being 100% debt-free from credit cards, car loan, and personal loans. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit can make it happen. Homeowners are turning their home equity into cash almost instantly. With Loan Pronto's AI-based system, you can get approval in about 10 minutes with almost no documentation, no appraisal, and no hassle. You can get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home. Use that money to pay off all your other loans. The average homeowner saves over $850 a month doing this. Listen, your home value is way up. You can use that to wipe out all those credit cards. Get some money for a home improvement. Literally hundreds of thousands are at your fingertips, and approval is just minutes away. Call now, 919-381-1760, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com, 919-381-1760, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, equal housing lender.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This Father's Day, give Dad the gift that keeps on giving with the Butcher's Market Steak of the Month Club. Dad will enjoy a fresh, hand-cut steak every month for 6 months, like a prime New York strip steak, a Brazilian picanha, a petite sirloin roast, and a thick-cut T-bone steak, just to name a few. Plus great bonus items like burgundy wine marinated mushrooms and so much more. The Steak of the Month Club is exciting, easy, and just perfect for Dad. Sign up today at any of the Butcher's Market's 6 Triangle locations or at thebutchersmarkets.com. Now open at Lake Boone Trail.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Is this a reference to UConn?
I guess it is.
The sky is falling down. UConn baseball is losing by what, 45?
Tonight is the night to let it go. I mean,
is it about UConn? Because Dan Hurley's also entertaining the Lakers today. Reportedly, they're having a meeting to discuss the Lakers' job.
Meeting, aka contract negotiation.
Yeah, which means they're getting in a room and sliding like a folded piece of paper across the table. He's going to open it up, and if it's anything like the movies, do you know what he's going to say? Oh, it's a lot of zeros.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what they always say, right?
It's another comma in there.
It's a lot of zeros. I am exhausted with people saying that Dan Hurley, if he takes the Lakers job, it is some kind of demerit black mark on college basketball. I am exhausted with people saying it is the end of college basketball as we know it. And you may be saying nobody is saying that. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Mike Greenberg, for one, is saying it. It's a national talking point on somehow every coach that leaves college and goes anywhere else, goes retirement, goes literally anywhere else, goes to the pros, goes to the media, anybody that leaves, it automatically becomes, it's because of all the changes in college sports and no one wants to deal with the NIL, and that's why they're leaving, and it'll never be the same, and no one will ever want to stay. And I'm sitting here saying that is factually inaccurate. Billy Donovan, was he running away from the transfer portal and when after winning 2 national championships, he left college basketball? The transfer portal wasn't a thing. Was he running away from name, image, and likeness and player payments? Because that wasn't happening. Was he running away from, well, actually, not Billy Donovan. What about Brad Stevens? Brad Stevens was running away from all of the big money boosters at Butler. when he went to the NBA, right? He had to get away from everything that was unwholesome about Butler basketball. Go back further. Calipari. Go back further. Larry Brown.
Pitino.
Go to another sport. Saban. Chip Kelly.
Pete Carroll's bounced up and down.
Pete Carroll. Jim Harbaugh. This is not an indictment on college basketball. This is the way the world works. Guess which way the world works? Should I quote the Wu-Tang? Should I do it again?
Okay.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bills, y'all. Professional sports pay better. It's not him abandoning UConn. It's him accepting a promotion. I have some notes here from Spotrac. Spotrac, the website that tracks every different kind of contract in sports, right? It's how much money is your backup shortstop making? How much guaranteed is on your quarterback's roster?
Cap hits.
All of it. Dead cap if they move on. Spotrac is there. They put out a tweet that had a couple of notes on Danny Hurley. He signed a 6-year, $32.1 million extension with UConn last summer.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. About $5 million a year. If I'm doing the math right.
Yeah,
I think
5.5.
Yeah,
five and change.
5 point, 5 point whatever.
5 and change.
He has a fee in his contract that says if he leaves for an NBA job, he must pay a fee of $1.875 million.
Okay.
A lot of money. He was reportedly offered $10 to $12 million per year from Kentucky that he turned down to stay at UConn.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Top NBA head coaches reportedly earn between $14 and $17 million. And the Lakers are reportedly willing to spend top NBA dollar.
So 15 plus.
Yes. So we'll say if the range is 14 to 17, they're willing to pay top dollar. It's not 14. So we'll say, 15 plus. $5 million per year versus $15 million per year. That has nothing to do with college basketball.
No.
That has everything to do with ungodly amounts of money. That's how most businesses work. I've had to leave jobs, right? And most of us have at some point in time. And if you go in honestly and you're like, hey, I'm putting in my 2 weeks, and they say, why? And you say, well, I got an offer for 3 times as much money. Your boss is going to go, take it. If they're any good or if they care about you at all, they're going to go, wow. Yeah, 3 times as much.
Hey, good on you, man.
3 times as much. Especially if they're already paying you $5 million. And they're going, you're getting 3 times that? Yeah, get after it. This is not like, oh, he's running away from transfer. And also, if you're running away from money-hungry players that just want at the bottom dollar, the NBA isn't the place to go. That makes even less sense. It makes, quite frankly, almost no sense. But Magic Johnson is jacked up. Magic Johnson, Lakers legend, had this to say about the potential of Dan Hurley coaching his old team.
Do you like these guys?
I like Hurley.
One you like? You like Hurley?
I want the coach to be Hurley. If we can sign him, I think it works for both. It works for Coach Hurley, who won back-to-back NCAA championships with Connecticut. So he has a championship background. He's great with offense and defensive strategy. I think that the players will respect him, and he's tough. The Lakers got to have somebody who will hold them accountable, right? And also, we got to play physical basketball. Denver will always beat us unless we become a much more physical team.
Okay.
Right? So we got to get more physical. That's why these 2 teams are playing in the finals, Boston and Dallas, because they're mentally tough and they're physically tough. We got to get both.
Can we have an honest conversation? Dan Hurley isn't holding the Lakers accountable. He might hold some Lakers accountable. He might be able to get into somebody like Austin Reeves' face occasionally. There's a big difference between, hey, Donovan Clingan, listen to me, and hey, LeBron James, listen to me. Or hey, Anthony Davis, or if they go get Trae Young, like it's not the same. It's just not the same. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. You know what else is not the same? I feel like I'm combating a lot of like old guard yelling at clouds arguments today.
I will say this about with Hurley, if he does leave, it's not because like an indictment on college basketball. I will say it hurts college basketball because it's one of your faces is leaving. It hurts, but it's not an indictment of college sports or anything like that.
I talked about this earlier on the Adam Gold show today. Do you know what I would do if I were him?
Take the money?
Yes. But
coach the Lakers.
In my like introductory press conference for the Lakers, knowing I'm making, say, $16.5 million a year guaranteed for the next 5 or something like that, I would say for the next 3 years, I'm pledging $1 million to the UConn NIL collective.
Well, there you go.
Then everyone from UConn would be like, you're abandoning. Ooh.
You're not so bad.
Yeah, you know what? I actually kind of like you. You're good. You're leaving with class, Dan. I'll tell you that much.
You gave us 2 championships. You're good on me, man.
And then when they win another national championship, I'd be like, that's me. I did that.
I paid for that.
And then if I win a championship with the Lakers, I'm like, I'm the first one to win championships in both at the same time. Look at me. Look what I'm doing here. And I still clear, $15.5 million a year for myself. Huh? Now we're talking. Everybody's happy. You need that $1.875 million fee? Fine. Should I make it out to the collective? Let's talk here. Because the good news is when you go pro, is you can still be a supporter of the team you're leaving.
Sure.
It's different than when it'd be weird if Mike Elko was still going hey, big fan of Duke because he's now the coach at Texas A&M. It's at the same level. Although SEC, yes, it is. It's the same level. FBS, Power 4 football.
It means more.
It does not. It does not. But what if they're drafting a bunch of guys out of UConn to the Lakers? It becomes a little thing. LeBron showing up at practice for UConn becomes a thing. They practice there when they're playing against a New York team because Stores is so convenient. It becomes a thing. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Here's another old person yelling at clouds thing. Starting this season, the NCAA will allow commercial sponsor advertisements on football fields for college football for regular season games in all 3 divisions, the organization announced Thursday. This is going to be hilarious. Do you know what brand should absolutely purchase an ad on every college football field, and they should just put their logo? Target.
Oh yeah.
If you just put a Target on the field, it's perfect.
Yeah.
At the 20-yard line, you just put a Target, and it's like, yep, there's the target, and punters are aiming for it and everything else. It's perfect. It is a
good one.
Perfect bit of branding.
That is a good one.
But in all seriousness, something like that could happen where maybe not a Target because maybe they have a problem with it, but you could have, that punt is going to be fair caught at the Bojangles logo. They'll take over at T-Mobile. It could happen. They're going to have logos on the field, and you're going to have the old guard very upset. What I mean by that is you're going to hear a lot of, the gridiron, a sacred place, lines, and numbers. That's it. I haven't been this mad since Boise State turned it blue. Well, yeah, it's fine. You can complain about this being a sellout move. You can complain about this being new. I'm going to hit you with one of my favorite arguments. It's not going to affect your Saturday. It's not. Did you watch some of the I watched my dad was in town last night, big Celtics fan. So I watched the entirety of the Celtics Mavs game last night. You know what they had on their jerseys?
Logos, jerseys, advertising, yeah.
Now,
I think Celtics had Vistaprint, I think.
I was going to ask you. I watched the entire game. No clue.
I think they have Vistaprint.
No, what do the Mavs have?
Don't know.
You've watched Mavs games.
I have.
No clue. Because it doesn't affect our watching experience.
Well, gosh, look at the NHL. They have a logo on the side of the helmets. The Canes have the new core, and it's also on their jersey as well. I mean,
I watched every single Canes game.
Yeah.
I did not miss a single one. Didn't watch them all live, but watched every single Canes game this year, regular season and postseason. Would not have been able to tell you. Now, advertisers are going, why are we spending all this money? It's in pictures and stuff, and it is there.
Exactly.
Like, that's why they're spending the money. But the teams got paid for it.
Yep.
Good for them. It goes right back to what I've been saying all along. The fact that they haven't had logos on the field is money that they've just been turning down for no reason up until this point. Maybe they wouldn't have had, state fans complaining about PSLs, right? You got to buy your personal seat license if you want to buy season tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if they had logos on the field the last 20 years, they wouldn't have had to do that. Maybe they won't. I don't know about you. I get frustrated by it, right? I went to the University of Delaware. I get the calls. Hey, fundraising, asking for more money. And I'm always like, I was a walk-on for a couple years there, man. Yeah. I gave plenty.
Yeah.
It's not exactly the time to call me yet. But at the same time, I don't know, put logos on the field. Maybe you wouldn't have to call me as much. Maybe they don't have to put all the financial onus on the fans for collectives and paying players if they're operating their business at peak revenue. Who cares if there's stuff on the field? Who cares? They get all bent out of shape. We need the ACC logo. We can't have the ACC logo. I was covering ODU when they switched into the Sun Belt. And, we got to change all the logos. I'm going, nobody notices. But I would think it's hilarious if there's a red target. So, Target, get on it.
Do you think, real quick, I know we got a couple minutes before we hit the storm tracker here. Do you think, for example, someone that might want to do advertising with ESPN will go, hey, I want to strike a deal with all the big SEC schools because I know I'm going to be on ESPN?
I think they'd have to negotiate with each individual SEC school.
For sure. But I know that on big-time college football games when it's Bama and Ole Miss and Florida that – my logo is going to be on the field, and during the highlights on ESPN and whatever, my logo is going to be there. I wonder if a big corporation might, as opposed to advertising with ESPN, maybe I'd do that instead.
It's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
And actually, you could probably avoid Kentucky and Vanderbilt and still get all the big TV
Exactly.
games.
You can pick and choose.
Yeah, you can kind of work your way onto an ESPN broadcast without having to pay ESPN anything.
It's a way to do it.
ESPN is going, stop talking, guys. Stop. Don't cut us out on this.
Just ideas
Let
here.
me wet my beak, says
Or,
ESPN.
you know what, with the Big Ten being on Fox and CBS and NBC, you could Penn State, Ohio State going to be on a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
I'd much rather pay, and I'm going to be on those networks and all the highlights, and I'm going to be on all the the sports centers and everything. I might put my money into the school as opposed to the network.
It's not a bad thought. All of a sudden, the networks are going to no wide shots.
Yeah, I know,
They're
exactly.
Like, we're not showing the field at all. It's out by the numbers. But zoom in.
I'm also on social media because the highlights are going to be pumped out on all over the place. That might be a really good play for a lot of the big national brands.
But one more thing here. The announcement says for all three divisions.
Yeah.
Now, I understand we can't afford the Division I teams in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Could we get the drive end zone on a Division III field around here?
Yo, let's go.
Could we get a logo on the field for a Division II team around here?
Just go down to Methodist University in Fayetteville.
I'm just saying, it can't I'm sure they would take whatever they can get for it.
Oh, for sure.
As long as we pay for the paint.
Yep.
I don't know. Now maybe
I get that for $20.
Put a QR code. They're like, oh, what is that? Scan it and it sends it to our show. Well, let's talk. Let's talk. If you're out there, athletic directors, let's talk on Twitter at Donnelly Sports. Time for the Storm Tracker. Storm Tracker time, where we hit the biggest rumors of the offseason for the Carolina Hurricanes. Dennis, what rumor are we addressing today?
So it's not a fun one if you're a Carolina Hurricanes fan. There's a chance that the Carolina Hurricanes might trade the negotiating rights of Jake Guentzel to another team. That is a real thing. And this is something that you can do in the NHL. In the NHL, if a player is a pending free agent, for example, we saw this a couple of seasons ago when Tony DeAngelo was with the Carolina Hurricanes the first time that he was here back in 2021. That offseason, because he was only on a one-year contract, they traded his negotiating rights to the Philadelphia Flyers, who signed him to a contract extension. Canes got picks back for Tony DeAngelo, even though they're probably going to let him walk, but Philadelphia wanted to jump the gun on everyone else. Okay, we'll trade you his rights before July 1st. You can negotiate and sign with him right now. Looks like that's a possibility for Jake Guentzel if Carolina is not able to strike a deal with him, which is a real possibility, which stinks because I want Jake Guentzel back.
Here's my thing. Why not fight to the end to get Jake Guentzel? Even like this is obviously a move that you make if you think Jake Guentzel's price is outlandishly high, or if you think it was never in your plans to keep Jake Guentzel and it was truly just a one-year all-in move. Here's where I go. Is the fourth-round pick really worth, or a mid-round pick, whatever that you get back, really worth giving up the chance? Like, why not fight to the end, selling him the dream on you and Aho, just on whatever your number is, $9 million. Yeah. Just do your best. Fight to the end. The only difference between you fighting to the end saying, you, Aho, Jarvis, the next 8 years together making memories. The difference between fighting to the end and selling the dream and not fighting to the end and sending him out somewhere now trading his rights is a mid-round pick for a team that has organizational depth and already drafts pretty well. Like, it's Jake Guentzel. Here's my thing with the Jake Guentzel whole narrative. And I feel like I've crystallized it finally. Look at the Oilers. The Oilers are not the best roster in the NHL from player one to the last player. But they're top heavy. They've got like 5 really good dudes.
Hey, you got the dude.
The dude and
like Leon Draisaitl's.
I was going to say Draisaitl, like they've got the top heavy. I think in the postseason that matters more. What the Carolina Panthers always do, and at least in the interactions that I've studied over the last however many years, they always choose, like, we want to be stronger player 1 to player 20 over let's have the best top 6, right? It's they choose the depth over top heavy, and I'm going, listen, you're pretty good at evaluating talent. You're pretty good at finding good veterans. You're pretty good at finding good draft picks and developing them. Get the super stud top 6 players. Build around Aho, Guentzel, Jarvis, Svetch, Slavin. Like pick your super studs and then trust yourself that you can fill out the rest of the roster. Right? You don't need the best fourth line in the NHL to win in the playoffs. You don't. You can play your fourth line 6 minutes in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You can double shift your top line of defensemen, your top pairing. You don't have to have the best fourth line. I'm starting to think you need to have one of the best top lines and one of the best goaltenders. Do that. Guentzel helps that. Does he hurt your fourth line and your third pairing on defense because you got to pay him so much darn money? Yes, it does. I get that.
But that's where your organizational depth comes in. Hey, Scott Moreau, rookie contract. Boom.
Thank you. And for a year, maybe it's a little lean, but then Necas comes through and like you have things to do. And by the way, if you have that super stud top line, guess what else you're going to have? Veterans going, I'd take a 1-year deal on the cheap to try to chase a ring, and you've got some studs. Like, use your advantages that you have.
The one thing you want to make sure you don't become is like the Toronto Maple Leafs, where they're like 4 guys making $10+ million. Actually, basically 4 guys making $11+ million at forward, but they got not a whole lot after that.
You have to pick
that's the
you
one
have to pick the right guys. They have to be good enough to overcome some organizational gaps, but also the Canes have been so much better than the Maple Leafs at the identifying value in the margins.
Sure.
Finding the Chatfields, the developing guys through the farm system. Like if What's the point of having a great farm system and having great organizational depth if then you go out and spend $3 million on a bunch of veterans and they're the ones that play, and all your young guys that are on all these entry-level contracts are not playing? What's the point? The point is you have those guys and they're cheap so you can go pay Guentzel.
That's the hope.
But they're not even doing that. They're going to trade away the rights.
That's a possibility. Again, the draft isn't until June 28th and 29th, so my guess is probably doesn't come until actual draft time.
That's 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
And they don't have a GM.
Well, here's Elliot Friedman, Sportsnet, talking about, all right, trading for Jake Guentzel's rights.
Carolina's let everybody know that if you want to trade for his rights, for the chance to sign him, that it's possible for a mid-round pick.
A lot of teams lined up on that one.
I'm sure there's a ton of interest. I mean, you've just got to know, do you think you're going to get him?
Yeah, there's probably a lot of interest.
Well, here's the thing as well. Just because you trade for the rights to negotiate with him doesn't mean that he's going to sign with you. That's something that you get to figure out too. So it's like it's a risk thing.
But I would throw this out there. You would talk to the agent. I know that Guentzel and whoever that other team is can't talk. But the Canes can talk to both. So the Canes would make sure no one's going to trade for Guentzel's rights unless they're pretty darn confident that Guentzel's going to be willing to re-sign with them. So that would all probably be sorted out ahead of time, I would assume. I would also assume coming up next we have real bold predictions, but first here's Dennis Cox.
Hey, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Law Tigers. Guess what, folks? Today's your last day, last chance. You want to win a trip to the 84th Annual Sturgis Motorcycle Rally and a custom Harley-Davidson performance bagger? Go to stylinginsturgis.com to enter because Law Tigers, they're giving away the ultimate trip of a lifetime. Again, stylinginsturgis.com. Today is your last day to enter. The prizes include a VIP stay at Glencoe Camping Resort, a custom Harley-Davidson built by Lane Splitter Garage. Again, a custom Harley-Davidson built by Lane Splitter Garage. I can't win a custom Harley-Davidson. You can, though. Just going to stylinginsturgis.com. Again, that VIP stay at Glencoe Camping Resort and that custom Harley-Davidson built by Lane Splitter Garage, including a bunch of other prizes from Rockford Fosgate, Trask Performance, J&P Cycles, Magnum Research, Anvil's Cash, and Soul E-Bikes. So much going on. Just go to stylinginsturgis.com to enter. If you are injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS before you call your insurance company. The insurance company just wants to pay you the least amount of money possible. Law Tigers, they're riders too. They understand what your bike and gear are worth. So call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Will get to real, bold predictions. We're talking certified, authentic, bold predictions coming up after this.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Grab a frosty mug and try the newest flavor from Bluebell, A&W Root Beer Float Ice Cream. A creamy vanilla-flavored ice cream swirled together with an A&W Root Beer flavored sherbet. A new way to enjoy your favorite root beer float.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your neighborhood Food Lion.
Get bonus days to save during Window Nation's semi-annual sale now through June 30th. Get 50% off all windows along with no interest for 5 years, plus a bonus 10% savings when you schedule an estimate. If your inefficient windows are costing you too much for air conditioning, that's a big deal. Now during Window Nation's semi-annual sale, you can replace them and save a big deal too. Offer ends June 30th, so schedule your in-home estimate now. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.
If Heineken Silver was a 60-second radio ad, it'd tell you all the stuff you need to know in only 30 seconds to keep things light and refreshing. Seriously, time me. Heineken Silver, a world-class light beer that's surprisingly crisp and refreshing. Made with only premium quality ingredients and just 2.9 grams of carbs and 95 calories. All without compromising on taste. Heineken Silver. All the taste, no bitter endings. Order now at Heineken.com/silver. Must be 21 and older to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly. Whew. 30 seconds. That's it. Done. Peace.
Dear McDonald's, your breakfast menu? Fire. 10s across the board. I could be happy with anything, even though I order the same thing every time. Thanks for not judging me. I'll try something new next time. Maybe.
Hey, you love what you love. So save on your faves like a sausage McMuffin with egg or bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddles for just $2.50.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Seasons change. Why not your tech? Upgrade now during the Dell Technologies Summer Sale event and save on select PCs like the XPS 16 powered by Intel Core processors. You'll be able to bring your most intensive projects to life with built-in AI, minimalistic design, immersive visuals, and cinematic audio. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to exceptional tech and electronics plus free shipping on everything. Amazing prices await you for a limited time only at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Houston, permission to detach boosters.
Negative, Commander. You're off course for the moon. Sensors show something massive on board. Did you bring additional items?
Only the new loaded scratch-offs.
Those are loaded with $50, $100, $500, and $2,000 prizes. You're on a trajectory towards Mars.
Nice. First person on Mars. Take that, billionaires.
New loaded scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Massive amounts of prizes. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.8 to 4.88. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Youngsville Gun Club and Range is like no other around, offering 20 modern shooting lanes open to the public and one of the largest selections of guns and ammo around. Hey, it's Victoria Vodenecker here for YGC, and they also offer a simulator room where you could practice, tweak, and perfect your golf swing and stance. You can kick soccer balls, hit baseballs, and a ton more. It feels like an arcade that's perfect for the kids or the kids at heart. Youngsville Gun Club and Range is conveniently located off US 1 in Youngsville, and for $10 off a range card, use promo code SPORTS. Learn more at ygunrange.com. That's the letter Y, gunrange.com.
Ready to step into a healthy and active lifestyle? Come to the Good Feet store and experience the difference. Discover how a simple step can lead to a life of pain-free possibilities.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. If you want to go to the Sunday at the U.S. Open, Pinehurst, not 2 days from now, but next Sunday, you can do that if you win. I don't know why. It's always fun. You send that in at like random parts as I'm talking about it.
It's just to trigger the people to let them know, hey, golf. Chance to win.
Golf tickets to win. U.S. Open next Sunday, Father's Day. We have a pair of tickets we're giving away. All you have to do to win the tickets is text GOLF, G-O-L-F, to 919-860-5326. That's text GOLF to 919-860-5326. If you send in the text, you click the link, you do what it says, you'll be entered to win, and you might just have an awesome Father's Day gift for somebody in your life, right? Father's Day is on Sunday. You can tell them, clear your schedule. I've got the plans for the day. Just be ready. Wear comfortable shoes. You pick them up. You drive to Pinehurst. You follow around. Hopefully Tiger Woods, who made the cut, if he makes the cut, or whoever else you're a fan of. Still, again, the number, 919-860-5326. The keyword to text, GOLF, G-O-L-F. Now, let's get to some bold predictions. Bold predictions are certified, authentic, checked, and confirmed bold predictions. We're the only place in media that has a checks and balances system on our bold predictions. I'm going to make a prediction I think is bold. If it is bold enough, you will hear the bell. If it is not bold enough, you will hear the not bold enough buzzer. And I will have to make it bolder in real time until we get through it. Until we get to the bell. I'll get it started. Look at the NBA Finals. Game 2. Jason Tatum. 35-plus points.
That's more than double what he did in Game 1.
I think he is going to be a little bit man on a mission. I think he is going to be a little bit, that game one was a fluke. Also, and I know no one would ever admit to this, okay? You're never going to hear this publicly. Maybe when he writes his autobiography 35 years from now. Jaylen Brown won the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals. I think Jason Tatum is having that legacy moment where he's like, wait a second. I had a bad game one. He won the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals. I want to be Finals MVP. I need to do something. I think he's going to be quite aggressive going 35+. However, for my next bold prediction,
okay,
he will not be the leader in scoring after the first quarter. That will go to Kyrie Irving, 12+ first quarter points.
It's a massive quarter for anybody.
It is. But Kyrie Irving, similarly, had a horrendous game one. Luka had to carry the offensive scoring kind of responsibility. And I think Kyrie is one of those guys, he can get his shot whenever he wants it. With his handle, with his creativity, with his ability to finish at the bucket, he can simply choose to have like a 12-point quarter. He can simply choose. And I think he's going to choose to have a 12-point quarter because he was so bad in game one. Next up, this is my test of Dennis.
Okay.
Connor McDavid will score 2 points versus Florida in game one.
Nah, I said he was going to get a goal and assist when we did make our picks an hour ago.
2 goals versus Florida in game one. See, this is the game I play with Connor McDavid going into postseason games. I start low, and I see how far Dennis makes me go because that tells you kind of the temperature on Connor McDavid. There's a point in time where Connor McDavid in the postseason, I said was going to score a hat trick, and Dennis gave me the not bold enough buzzer, and I had to make it more bold. And that just shows you what kind of a heater Connor McDavid was on at that point in time. So I had to go with a natural hat trick.
Exactly.
Today, he only made me go to 2 goals versus Florida.
They're playing.
Might be a respect for Bob.
Well, it's a respect for Bobrovsky. He's been probably the best goalie in the playoffs. Okay, if you want to say top 2, fine, whatever. But nonetheless, on a heater himself, but also just how good Florida is defensively. My goodness, they are amazing.
So 2 goals for Connor McDavid. How about this one? Real time. Evansville beats Tennessee.
They're losing right now, 6-5.
Tennessee is the number 1 overall seed in the entire tournament of the College Baseball World Series, Super Regionals. And Evansville, who is the scrappy upstart from Evansville, literally.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to finish that one. The Purple Aces. They were ahead 2-1, down 5-2, tied it up 5-5. Now they're down 6-5.
In the bottom of the 5th inning with Tennessee still at the plate, runner on second, 1 out.
I'm liking the vibes of the Purple Aces.
Couple guys for Tennessee have gone yard today. I'm talking nukes.
Well, you don't get extra points for hitting them further, Dennis.
No, you don't.
Over the fence is over the fence. Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning. 6-5, they can come back.
Easily.
Purple Aces, baby. Last one here. The last tune-up before the U.S. Open, the Memorial Tournament's going on.
Oh, okay.
Scotty Scheffler wins by 2 strokes over the field. 3 strokes over the field. 4 strokes over the field. All right.
I was hoping for like 3 strokes and arrested.
Oh. Well, he didn't win when he got arrested.
No, he didn't.
That's the duo he's going to go for next time.
Exactly. Maybe he doesn't have Pinehurst.
Hey,
wouldn't that be something?
No, I don't want our state PD getting into that kind of mess.
But hey,
Louisville, they had issued apologies. There was a whole bunch of things. It was the actual police officer that was involved put out a statement. He was trying to be funny. The jokes didn't really land.
No,
it was. Let's have the focus be on the golf. How about that? The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is real bold prediction.
Your bold prediction of Evansville coming back. They're down now 7-5. Whoops. throwing air on the third baseman.
Oh, I didn't know he was going to do that when I made my bold prediction. I do have to say this. I don't have a reason to dislike it. I don't like Tennessee's orange.
Yeah, it's a little soft.
It's like it's not. I don't know. I don't like it. Whatever they call that, I don't like it. Tim Donnelly here for my friends at DraftKings Sportsbook. We are this close to crowning an NBA champion. And with the action heating up on the court, it's even hotter at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. And DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered every step of the way with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. Don't miss out on the NBA postseason as it winds down. It's super easy to get started with DraftKings if you're a first-timer. Try betting on something like a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, place your first bet. It's that simple. If you're more experienced, put together a same-game parlay. Put together a future. Look at all the different options they have. There's plenty of them. If you're new to DraftKings, you got to check this out. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code TIMD. That's TIMD with no spaces for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the starting five, including a reaction to that NBA Finals game we were just talking about. Stick around.
Sunday nights will be a blast with Major League Baseball.
The 3-2 is hit in the air left field. That one way back, and you can't forget it.
Every long ball, every called strike three, every walk-off will be heard here.
Fly ball, center field, deep and gone.
Sunday Night Baseball on 99.9 The Fan is presented by Newcomb & Company, Mountain Dew, and by Buffalo Brothers.
Where can you find a place that not only offers amazing food, but also a super unique and fun atmosphere? Hey, it's Victoria Bodenecker here to tell you that place is Norse Brewing Company in Wake Forest. There's also Norse Brewing Longhouse in Zebulon, but both locations offer a mouth-watering menu with a Scandinavian twist. They also make all of their adult beverages in-house. Plus, speaking of the aesthetic, you will completely embrace your inner Viking when you go here. Don't just take my word for it, though. Please go check them out for yourself. Find out more information at norsebrewingco.com.
Helping kids find their place, stay safe, and learn is the most fulfilling job imaginable. Be part of that journey with the Wake County Public School System. Now hiring bus drivers, mechanics, and instructional assistants, and offering competitive salaries, attractive benefits including retirement, and opportunities to grow. Whether you want a flexible job driving buses, maintaining and repairing them, or a rewarding position helping teachers, you'll love working for the largest school district in North Carolina. Apply now at careers.wcpss.net and discover a place where anything is possible.
It's time for the Coastal Scholar Athlete of the Month.
This is Creighton Blackwell with Coastal Credit Union and 99.9 The Fan. Today, we're at Athens Drive Magnet High School, and we're here to celebrate our next Scholar Athlete of the Month, Connor O'Toole.
What does winning this award mean to you?
I think it means a lot. Past 4 years, I've put in a lot of work in athletics and in school. I'm glad to see it's paying off, but also all my friends have helped me along the way to elevate my game.
You're involved in a service organization. What kind of impact does this work have in other aspects of your life?
Yeah, so it's not just about getting those service hours in. For example, for Science National Honor Society, when we're taking those invasive plants out of the lake, that's a lake that we run every day at practice. And it's just good to see the community cleaned up, and it's helping everyone around it as well.
Having Connor on our teams has really just meant a consistent, reliable leader and somebody who kids are drawn to. So you ask him to do something, he'll get it done right the first time. And then other kids will follow his lead, really in anything.
He's always pushing us to be a better person, not just on the track, not just during cross country, but in school and everything.
It's just that family feeling. We're all working together. For friends, we practice together, we train together, so that means we're getting better together. And it's just a great thing to be a part of, having so much support.
Such a hard-working kid, and I love him to death. He motivates me every day and pushes me to my limits.
Congratulations, Connor.
For 20 years, 99.9 The Fan and Coastal Credit Union have been recognizing scholar athletes at Triangle area schools. If you'd like to nominate a high school athlete, head to WRALSportsFan.com, keyword award.
See if you're a winner every night. Watch live lottery drawings on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news. That's right, Carolina Pick 3, Carolina Pick 4, and Carolina Cash 5 numbers every night on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news. See if you're a winner before you go off to bed. Get your lottery numbers live every night.
North Carolina Education Lottery.
Only on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news.
Since 1999, Smile Train has helped millions of kids with clefts get the essential care they need so they can live their full smile story. Learn more at smiletrain.org/learn.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers.
He scores! What a comeback!
Visit GotBryan.com. That's GotBryan.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on radio, web, app, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm WRAL meteorologist Mike Mays. Beautiful afternoon. The humidity dropped as the day went on. Clear and cooler tonight, 59 the low. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, still low humidity, 88. A little toasty on Sunday, 92, with a small chance for a shower.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones today down 87 points to 38,799.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The starting five here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. As always, starts with number 5. NBA Finals Game 1 last night. Celtics beat the Mavericks. I hate to say it because normally I am like local. If you have connections to the local area,
yeah,
I go that way. I have to admit, not a great day for the Dukies. Not a great day for the Blue Devils. On both sides, really. Or I guess you could say it's a great day for Tatum because he got the win, even though he didn't play well particularly. But Kyrie Irving and Derek Lively need to play better. Do you know what I will say, though? This goes back to one of my tried and true theories on fandom, right? When you're a fan, if you lose a game, I stand by this. And it doesn't make 100% sense, but it's like 85% sense. I would rather lose a game with my stars playing bad than lose a game with my stars playing well. Because I'm like, yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Kyrie Irving isn't going to miss wide open threes for an entire series.
Yeah.
Like, I'm confident in that. If Kyrie had scored 37 and they lost game 1, I'd be going like, I don't know if there's much we can depend on him to do.
Yeah.
We need the role players to step up, I guess, which is less. Like, that's not what you want. That's less likely. Derek Lively, I wouldn't even put as a star because he's, a rookie that comes off the bench. But he has been playing very, very well for a while now. And Kyrie has been playing very well for a while now. As long as Luka's knee injury doesn't hold him back, I like the possibility of the two Duke guys for the Mavericks, Derek Lively, the rookie, and Kyrie, playing better in Game 2. Which is, like I said, that's a better, I think there's a better chance of that than you would if anyone else played poorly. I would have to throw this out there, though. I also expect Jason Tatum to play better.
That too.
Like if Kyrie scores 37 and Jason Tatum scores 37 in Game 2, it's like a wash. It's like you both went from bad game to good game. Now who else is going to decide this one?
He had so many bad turnovers yesterday.
Kyrie?
No, Tatum.
Tatum and Luka. Luka had his pocket picked a few times in the backcourt. That's very rare. And then Jason Tatum had a couple of those, like, he's looking at the ref, slumping his shoulders, saying, come on. Meanwhile, the Mavericks were already going across half court in the other direction.
Yeah, he had 6. He had half his team's turnovers yesterday.
He probably has the ball about 40% of the time.
That's no bueno.
But no, all three Dukies I think need to get better. All three Duke players I think need to get better.
Hey, but shout out Emile Jefferson, though. Celtics assistant.
You know
Got
what?
that win.
Yeah, can't have a bad individual game as an assistant coach.
Nope, can't.
Can't have a bad individual game as an assistant coach. Which is, or do you know who else? Coach, what's his name? Charles Lee? Who's the Hornets' new coach?
Oh, yeah, coming over from Boston.
He's Boston's assistant coach. Right? The
Charles Lee, yes.
The
Charles
Hornets
Lee
might win a ring this year.
Let's go.
The Hornets head coach is an assistant coach for Boston. They might not win rings. They might not win rings for everyone, but they could win a ring for their head coach. Think about that. That's number 5. Let's get to number 4.
We are the 4 horsemen. Woo!
Number 4, I have to give a round of applause from me to the state of North Carolina's unbelievably well-educated and intelligent sports fan base. I'm talking about the state of North Carolina.
Great fans here.
You know, I like to say our listeners know what they're talking about. I like to say our listeners, you know, we don't have to dumb anything down for them because they're the smartest. It's nice to have it confirmed. Brian Murphy, WRAL sports investigative reporter.
Mm-hmm.
In less than 3 months, this is a tweet, in less than 3 months since the launch of legalized sports betting, North Carolina has bet more than $1.52 billion.
Damn.
In real money wagers. They've bet $1.52 billion in real money. North Carolina has been paid out $1.587 billion in winnings. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ahead as a state. $0.06 billion.
$0.06 billion.
$0.067 billion. What is that? Is that 60 million? 67 million? I think that's 67 million.
Yeah, something like that.
We are up as a state $67 million.
Let's go.
Since legalized sports gambling opened in North Carolina. Some of those wins, according to Brian Murphy, came from the $313 million in promo bets.
Sure.
So we used to our advantage, all of the promos that and introductory betting promos that were availed to us. But all I heard in that whole thing is through 3 months, North Carolina's up.
Let's go.
And as a sports gambler that has done this in the past, I've previous to my time in North Carolina, lived in a state where it was legal. You can't go broke making a profit when it's gambling.
That's right.
It doesn't matter if you are up $1 or you are up 100. You are up, and that is important. You gambled money, you got the entertainment, and you're up, North Carolina. Now, I do want to emphasize this. That does not mean every individual is up.
Well, that's
like
different.
That there's some probably carrying the weight more than others in this one. So continue to gamble responsibly. Don't hear this and go, see that? North Carolina knows what we're talking about. We can bet more and walk a little bit of that back. But I don't know all the numbers, and obviously Brian would know this better than I would. I bet you it's pretty rare. To go 3 months of legal sports gambling in a state and have this state paid out more than they put in real money. Because we're like, you would think new gamblers wouldn't getting their feet wet trying to figure it out. Maybe not as, it's not like we're a bunch of grizzled pros over here in North Carolina.
Now, here's something to keep in mind as well. North Carolina tax revenue from sports betting has eclipsed $40 million since March. since the launch in March. So
lot
just
of
the
money.
state of North Carolina just collected $40 million, or more than that.
So the state gets 40. The winners have collected $67 million in winnings over what they've put in.
Yeah.
You could say that the state of North Carolina is up over $100 million.
Let's go.
The people and state of North Carolina are up over $100 million.
That math doesn't check out accurately, but we're just going to go ahead and
40
claim
million plus 67 million, 107 million.
Sure.
The state got 40, the people got 67.
Granted, that part of that comes from us, but
Well, we've been paid out more winnings than we've put in.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of that tax money comes from will come from our winnings.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of taking from the right pocket to put in the left pocket and acting like we. I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
But it's more fun to say we're up 107
Exactly.
million.
Let's go.
It's more fun to say we're up 107 million. That's number 4. Let's get to number 3.
1, 2, 3.
Number 3 is, in case you can't tell, it's June and I want it to be football season. NFL preseason.
I feel great about playing football right now.
Me and Dave Canales feel great about playing football right now. Who's with me? I feel like Jerry Maguire. Who's coming with me? Dave Canales stands up. Renee Zellweger. All right, let's go. And I'm taking my fish. Going to start our own company. Where's Rod Tidwell? NFL preseason schedule was put out, meaning times, dates, that sort of thing. Dennis, give us some highlights that we can react to.
All right, so a couple of national games to keep in mind of. For example, Week 3 preseason, because everyone cares about that. Sunday Night Football on NBC. So if you're in the area, you can watch it on WRAL TV. New England Patriots and Drake May versus the Washington Commanders at the Washington Commanders. And second overall pick, Jaden Daniels, NBC. That's a Sunday night game.
Here's
yes.
the thing. Those 3 quarterbacks going to be linked forever.
Oh, yes.
It's good to get it out there beyond the same field. And you said it was Patriots. That's AFC. You said Washington. That's NFC. So they won't be playing against each other often. You gotta take these when you can get them.
But it's a chance to. Drake May's gonna play. It's a preseason game. He's a rookie. He's gonna play. But Carolina actually opens their preseason on a Thursday, August 8th. They're at New England, so it'd be Panthers at New England. So you'll see Bryce Young play a little bit. First time we'll see Dave Canales, and first time we'll see Drake May. We'll see tons of local ties in that one.
Drake May against Carolina. That's Drake May against the team that he probably grew up rooting for. He's a Carolina kid.
Yep.
That's a cool moment for Drake May.
And
to
then
get that out of the way before the regular season.
Next 2 preseason games are both Saturdays. Saturday, August 17th, 7 o'clock game at home. The Jets are visiting the Carolina Panthers. I think they're doing joint practices
for the week leading up to it.
And then for week 3, also 7 o'clock game at home. The 1 o'clock game. My apologies. Carolina is at Buffalo.
Do you know what I don't like about
August 24th.
the joint practices? They're so much better than the preseason games for actually developing your team.
Yeah.
And because of that, like as us from the outside, we don't always have access to practices, right? And sometimes people have to work and you can't be at practices. But on the weekend, you can usually watch the preseason games. The weeks where they have the joint practices, you see so much less in the preseason games because they scratch that itch during the joint practices. And by the way, if I'm a coach, I want a joint practice for every preseason game. Because you can run like a play over again. Hey, coach, do you mind if we get that one again? And you can do it, you can see it, or you can even do this. You can even say, like, I have the whistle on the quarterback. So you can do live everywhere except for your quarterback.
Yep.
Which is really what everyone wants preseason to be anyway. Tag off the quarterback. Everybody else is live. You can get a fastball look for your offensive lineman. You can get a different colored jersey for your defensive players, and you can protect your quarterback. So why in the world would you play your quarterback in the preseason game where you don't have that protection when you got the fastball look in practice anyway? And why would you play your wide receivers if you're not playing your quarterback? And why would you play your offensive line if you're not playing anyone else on the offense? So you get to the preseason game and you just start with the third string.
We used to do in lacrosse in college. We used to play have a scrimmage game against a team, but we would spend half of it like, all right, our offense is going to be down here against their defense and vice versa. Then, like, the face-off guys can do all those things.
You can do situations. You can do If you want to do a 2-minute drill for every quarterback,
Yeah.
do it.
You could do all the
Back to back to back to back.
So yeah, we would do those kinds of things, and then we would scrimmage for a half, and that was the day. You know, it was kind of nice because you got to practice and do something against somebody else.
It was nice last year because the Jets were Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks, yeah.
So once they went to joint practices, I was like, oh, okay, we're going to get to see some of this.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't feel like we were missing as much. This year, you're going to miss much. Like you are going to miss a lot of that, and then you're going to tune in for the preseason game, and they're going to do nothing because they already did it all during the week.
Maybe we should go.
I would love to go.
Be awesome.
Can we do that? Did we just make a plan?
I think we did.
Did
Just let our boss know down the hall right now. Hey,
Yeah.
we're going to be down there.
If the speaker's on, that's number 3. Let's jump to number 2.
Just the two of us.
Super regionals started up today in college baseball. Looks like the 8-5 for Evansville, trying to take down the number 1 seed in the entire country, Tennessee. I was going to say it looks like Cinderella's wearing off a little. 8-5. There's still possibilities. There's
tons of time.
Tonight, UNC hosts West Virginia.
That's in 45 minutes.
That's in 45 minutes. So there's probably a decent amount of people driving out that way. Or hanging out in their the tailgate.
Yeah.
If you are, enjoy it. I don't know what else to say. It's going to be a really cool deal. Honeycutt's a stud. West Virginia's bringing in some beasts, but going back to a conversation we had with Darren Vaught kind of before all of this, North Carolina, they're good top to bottom, right? The concern I had with North Carolina going up against a team like LSU in their regional was we knew I don't know why I'm doing that. We knew LSU had some like top level talent, right? Some like first round draft picks, some of that. We knew UNC had Honeycutt, and I was like, do they have the rest of the star power? And Darren Vaught assured me they did. He said, nah, you know what? You look at their roster, they got a lot cooking up and down the whole thing. So let that shine through, right? If you got the depth and you have the star power, use it. West Virginia's coming into your town. It's in Chapel Hill. Send them away quickly. Send them away quickly. State tomorrow at noon in Georgia. I think State, by the way, Georgia's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think State needs things to break their way. I think they've set themselves up, though. Like, right, isn't it funny how the lucky are always good? Or the good are always lucky, whatever that is.
Make your luck.
I think, going 3 up, 3 down in the regional, right? 3 games, 3 wins, taking care of business when you should, protecting your arms, keeping your bullpen fresh has now set you up to where you can go on the road to Georgia, and it's like you've set yourself up to be lucky, right? You've put yourself in the best situation you can be. Now it's about capitalizing on that opportunity, right? It doesn't matter if you come into a thing with a fresh bullpen if your starter in game 1 goes, 1 1/3 and you got to burn through all that advantage in the first game, right? You need to continue to build off of it. And baseball is a funny sport. Evansville's down 3 with the number 1 team in the country. Evansville wasn't supposed to be here. They were ahead, they were tied 5-5. They were ahead 2-1 against the number 1 team in the country. Be prepared to take advantage of whatever opportunities come your way.
By the way, another score from earlier today. Florida State. I know we're pulling for the ACC here.
We are.
Even though they might be,
trying to sabotage it from the inside.
Exactly. But nonetheless, Florida State, they beat UConn earlier today. 24-4.
24-4.
It was 24-1 at one point.
Love the fight from UConn.
I'm pretty sure
from 24-1, UConn won 3-0.
Exactly. If we're going Jeff Bizdelic here, if you take away that 24-1, we're right there.
It's right there. One play, one swing.
Exactly.
And then the other swing, and also the other swing, and that one too. And that pitch, and that play in the outfield.
FSU, can you save some runs for tomorrow?
Hey, there is always that, but that's a big baseball thing also.
Yeah.
No one ever watches a football team win 38-14 and go, wish I would have kept some of those touchdowns. But if a baseball team wins by like 7 or more, everyone's like, don't you wish you could put them in your lunchbox and save them for tomorrow? Yes, you absolutely do wish you could do that, but you can't. There's no mercy rule, right? Well, we stopped in the 4th inning, so we didn't waste any. It's taken, you hit 6 good ones at the range. Better stop. Don't want to waste them out here. Save them for the first tee. That's number 2. Let's get to number 1.
Go one!
Jake Guentzel is scheduled to be a free agent in July from the Carolina Hurricanes. Whoever is operating as the GM, maybe Eric Tolsky, the interim GM, maybe Tom Dundon, the owner, whoever it is, according to Elliot Friedman of the Sportsnet, could be entertaining trading the rights to Jake Guentzel before July, which would allow whoever you traded to be able to give him that 8th year, pay him a little bit more money, a little bit more guaranteed, and allow him to negotiate before the beginning of July. Here's Elliot Friedman.
Carolina's let everybody know that if you want to trade for his rights, for the chance to sign him, that it's possible for a mid-round pick.
A lot of teams lined up on that one.
I'm sure there's a ton of interest. I mean, you've just got to know. Do you think you're going to get him?
Yeah, I would guess you wouldn't give up a pick if you didn't think you were going to get him. I don't like this bail early move. To me, you have to recognize, everyone has to recognize, Jake Guentzel is good, right? He's good. And maybe everything in you says you're not going to be able to re-sign him. Maybe it's 5-6% that you're able to re-sign him. I think it's worth it to see that 5 or 6% out. Right? 1 out of 20. I think it's worth it to see that percent out. Because, it'd be one thing if you traded for him at the deadline and he didn't do exactly what you asked him to do. Yeah, the Canes didn't win. But guess who showed up in the postseason? Jake Guentzel. Right? And in the regular season, he was more than a point per game player. This is one of those guys. And they don't come around often. It's hard to find a player that can do what he does. It's not like, trade him for a pick, we'll find another. And actually, you know what? I want to push back against I don't know if it's a notion or something, but I think some believe there's kind of a choice that has to be made between you either sign Jarvis to a long-term deal or you keep Guentzel, but you can't afford both. Why not? Why not?
Could be one of those situations where they've been negotiating and the price is, it's just too much because we still got to sign Jarvis. Slavin's due for an extension. There's a bunch of other guys that you still need to bring in and fill your roster. And over a certain point, it prevents you from doing multiple things that you need to do. And it's like, okay, if this isn't going to work out, at least I can get something out of it. And again, that trade probably won't happen until the draft, which isn't until the 28th. So you still have, 3 weeks here to try and figure it out. But
I get it.
But I mean, honestly.
No, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's say there's a 5% chance they re-sign Jake Guentzel. Okay. They can come to an agreement. That 5% is pretty much exclusively because they're the only team that can offer the 8th year.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're not going to be the top bidder. If someone's out there willing to pay $11 million, the Canes, that's where you get to the point where it's they simply can't. It's just tough to reconcile the logic to pay that per year to Jake Guentzel.
The question is, how much are you willing to pay a player past his age 35 season? Because he's about to turn 30.
Yes. And I get that, right? I completely understand that. But I also realize that if you move on from Guentzel, you're still going to need, because let's say you move on from Tavo. Are you bringing Tavo Teravainen back?
No, I don't think so.
So now you got minimum two spots in your top 6 forwards you need to fill.
Mm-hmm.
And if you, everybody misses, right? You bring in some guy, you put him there, it doesn't gel. You know Guentzel gels. Then you've wasted another year of Aho's prime, another year of Svetch's prime, another year of Slavin's prime, another year. Like, you're getting to the point now where you've been in this window for 3 or 4 years, and there's not many windows that last 9 years in the NHL. So, like, the time is ticking. You got to start hearing your clock going a little bit here and recognizing, yeah, you know what, Guentzel, we might not be super stoked to pay him $9.5 million a year when he's 38 or whatever he is. But worry about the next 5. You know what I mean? Like 8 years from now, you know who else is going to be mid-30s? Sebastian Aho. He's going to be 34 8 years from now. Like there's going to be entire generations that come and pass. So give yourself a little bit of a little bit of a pass to take a year from the future and spend it on the present. The more and more I think about it, the more and more I want Jake Guentzel back. And the less and less I think it's likely, which means my wants and my expectations are diverging in a big way. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. My wants go right to Fox and Bailey Watch Shop. Tim Donnelly here for Bailey's Fine Jewelry, including their Fox and Bailey Watch Shop located inside the Bailey's Fine Jewelry Village District location in Raleigh. You walk in the doors, you go all the way to your right. There's a completely different vibe in the watch shop. It's a really cool vibe, but also there's a lot of really great timepieces. They have the largest selection of pre-owned timepieces and the largest selection of pre-owned and vintage Rolexes in North Carolina. Rolly on your arm, right? It's that there's a reason why it is so talked about. There's a reason why it's such a statement piece. When you walk in a room, you have a Rolex on, people notice. Just recently, I was talking with a buddy, and he had the Rolex, and I was like, ooh, let me see that. Where'd it come from? Where'd you get it from? It was a family piece, passed down, right? That's the cool thing about vintage and high-quality timepieces like they have at the Fox and Bailey Watch Shop. They're about keeping time, and they're about the passage of time, right? You can give them to people in your life, then they'll have them and they can pass them on. It's a cool deal. It's all happening. Fox and Bailey Watch Shop. They have a wide array of every different kind of watch you could imagine, including that largest selection of pre-owned and vintage Rolexes in North Carolina. Let them know you heard about it here on The Drive on 99.9 The Fan. Tell them, hey, Tim told me to show up. They'll take great care of you. It's all happening at the Bailey's Fine Jewelry inside their Village District location in Raleigh at the Fox and Bailey Watch Shop. Well, we need some numbers game contestants. I almost forgot. Last day for you to win Dave Matthews tickets. Dave Matthews Band. It is next Friday at Coastal Credit Union Music Park, June 14th. That is the date of the concert. If you want to win a pair of tickets to see Dave Matthews, you have to call in now to play the numbers game. 919-860-5326. 919-860-5326. Numbers game next.
99.9 The Fan and Arise Urology Clinic present Men's Health Month. Smoking causes cancer, heart disease, a greater risk of stroke, and increased risk of erectile dysfunction. Start your winning streak now and commit to quit. You'll fix your organs, get your looks back, and end the smoker's cough. The long-term benefits lower the chance of death and decrease your danger to your body for your future. Men's Health Month is powered by Arise. Call Arise Urology Clinic for Men at 919-964-3750 or visit CoreWaveTherapy.com.
Houston, permission to detach boosters.
Negative, Commander. You're off course for the moon. Sensors show something massive on board. Did you bring additional items?
Only the new loaded scratch-offs.
Those are loaded with $50, $100, $500, and $2,000 prizes. You're on a trajectory towards Mars.
Nice. First person on Mars. Take that, billionaires.
New loaded scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Massive amounts of prizes. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.8 to 4.88. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Hey, it's Roger Moore, CEO of Loan Pronto. If you're like me, you're getting crushed by rising costs of everything these days. I get it. It's brutal, and credit card rates are ridiculous and going higher. That's why at Loan Pronto, we launched our Express Equity Line of Credit to bring you the relief you and your family need, using your home, your most valuable asset. We've helped thousands of people like like you get fast relief with cash. The average homeowner who does this gets tens of thousands in just days and is able to save $850 per month in overall expenses. I'm talking life-changing money, your money that you have access to right now. Listen, if you're ready to get control of your finances and get off the hamster wheel, call Loan Pronto. You can get approved for Express Equity Line of Credit in just minutes, and we can get your cash in less than a week. Stop digging a deeper credit card hole today. Call Loan Pronto now. 919-381-1760. 919-381-1760. LoanPronto.com. 919-381-1760.
Equal housing lender. NMLS 166-1781. Subject to lender approval. NMLS consumeraccess.org.
Tedeschi Trucks Band, Deuces Wild Tour 2024. 2 nights, November 7th and 8th. Raleigh Memorial Auditorium at Martin Marietta Center for the Performing Arts. Tedeschi Trucks Band, one of the best live acts on the road today. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Don't miss Tedeschi Trucks Band, Deuces Wild Tour 2024. Presented by Live Nation.
Hey, y'all. Happy summer from Oak City Customs. We have a lot of cool things happening, including new offerings on custom sun sails, pergolas, outdoor tables and furnishings, raised garden beds, and so much more. All fully customizable and available in any size. We also are now hosting official shop tours for you to experience this unique fabrication process in person. Come visit us or check us out further at oakcitycustoms.com. We look forward to meeting you.
It's bow time. Listen up, because we've got some big news to share. You might want to sit down for this. Bow Sauce is back at Bojangles. If you think you missed it, just imagine how our Supremes must have felt. Because there's no better sauce to pair with our crispy golden chicken Supremes. They're already boldly seasoned to perfection, but add Bow Sauce and you can taste a truly legendary combination that will make you want to yell, "It's bow time." So don't wait. Grab a Supreme and dip into some Bow Sauce. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. Time to stop whatever you're doing to satisfy your craving for flavor with a Bojangles Chicken Supremes dinner. Choose a 3-piece or 4-piece Supremes dinner. Get your choice of fixin', a biscuit, and legendary iced tea. And don't forget the sauce for dipping, because Bow Sauce is back. That's right, Bow Sauce is back. Hungry for flavor and value and love the Bow Sauce? Then it's bow time.
Get bonus days to save during Window Nation's semi-annual sale now through June 30th. Get 50% off all windows along with no interest for 5 years, plus a bonus 10% savings when you schedule an estimate. If your inefficient windows are costing you too much for air conditioning, that's a big deal. Now during Window Nation's semi-annual sale, you can replace them and save a big deal too. Offer ends June 30th, so schedule your in-home estimate now. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time to play the numbers game. For the last time this week, we are giving away Dave Matthews Band tickets. They are coming to Coastal Credit Union Music Park next Friday, June 14th, Dave Matthews Band, and competing for the tickets, Sal in Morrisville and Hunter in Raleigh. As always, we ask a question to see who gets to go first. We pick our favorite answer. We'll start with Sal in Morrisville. Sal, what is the highlight of your upcoming weekend? What are you most looking forward to? But our caveat, it has to be sports related.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully seeing the Yankees sweep the Dodgers.
Yankees sweep the Dodgers. All right, Sal. Hunter and Raleigh, we go to you. Same question. What's the highlight of your weekend, but it has to be sports related?
Highlight of my weekend is probably going to be watching the UNC baseball regional tonight.
Hunter, that's a great answer. And if you listen to the show enough, you know I tend to lean local when picking the right answer. And the Yankees winning are not local, although some would say it is. Hunter and maybe local to carry, but Hunter and Raleigh, you are there. It is. You are the first contestant to go, but don't worry, Sal. You know the deal. Sal plays this enough. You'll have your chance to win as well. Hunter, the categories are NFL, Cup of Joe, all players named Joe, Joey, or Joseph. NFL, it's all in the initials, all players whose first names are 2 letters. NBA, current players only, or NHL, Canes and Whalers only.
I'm going to do NBA Current players only.
All right, NBA current players only. I will read you the team and the player. You give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. There will be 30 seconds on the clock. You have one pass if you need it. Any last-second questions before we get started?
No.
All right, your time will start when you hear the horn. Anthony Davis, Los Angeles Lakers.
23.
Incorrect. P.J. Washington, Dallas Mavericks.
25.
Correct. Derek White, Boston Celtics.
10.
Incorrect. Anthony Davis, Los Angeles Lakers.
Pass.
Kyle Kuzma, Washington Wizards.
23.
Incorrect. Derek White, Boston Celtics.
9.
Correct. Harrison Barnes, Sacramento Kings.
40.
Correct. Anthony Davis, Los Angeles Lakers.
21.
Incorrect. You got 2, though. Or, sorry, you got 3. You got 3. Anthony Davis wears number 3 with the Lakers. P.J. Washington, Dallas Mavericks, number 25. You got that one. Derek White with the Boston Celtics, number 9. You got that one. Harrison Barnes with the Kings, number 40. You got that one. And you missed out on Kyle Kuzma, number 33. This goes back to some early on in the numbers game. I used to give little hints and advice and stuff. NBA, if you're unsure, 3 and 33 are fantastic guesses. It just seems like they come up a ton in the NBA.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the Anthony Davis one because I was like, which one did he wear? I was like 20-something in New Orleans, but I couldn't remember which one it was.
Yep, exactly. But you got 3. That's a solid number. Sit on the line. We'll see if it holds up. Sal in Morrisville, are you there?
I am.
All right, the categories remaining for you are NFL, Cup of Joe, NFL, it's in the initials, or NHL, Canes and Whalers only.
I'll do NFL Cup of Joe.
All right, these are all players with Joe, Joey, or Joseph in their name. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. You have one pass if you need it. You need 4 to get the win. Any last-second questions?
Nope.
All right, your time will start when you hear the horn. Joey Bosa, Los Angeles Chargers.
97.
Correct. Joe Mixon, Cincinnati Bengals.
23.
Incorrect. Joe Flacco, Baltimore Ravens.
8.
Incorrect. Joe Mixon, Cincinnati Bengals.
32.
Incorrect. Joe Flacco, Baltimore Ravens.
9.
Incorrect. Joe Mixon, Cincinnati Bengals.
24.
Incorrect. Joe Flacco, Baltimore Ravens.
5.
Correct. Joe Hayden, Pittsburgh Steelers.
39.
Incorrect. Joe Mixon, Cincinnati Bengals.
God.
That's a tough one. Yeah, this was completely unplanned. I actually referenced Joe Flacco's number earlier in the show, and I did not know he was on the list. So if you had been listening in the 3 o'clock hour, you would have had a little bit of a boost.
Yeah, I was still at work, unfortunately.
That's just weird. I feel like I accidentally gave the answers to the test, but
yeah.
But you got 2. That's not enough for the win. But as always, Sal, hopefully you had a fun time playing.
Always. Can I do a quick shout out?
As long as it's radio worthy.
Oh, yeah. My buddy Tom and Carrie, I don't know if he's listening or not, but I always tell him I'll shout out to him, so hopefully he's listening.
All right. Tom and Carrie, shout out. Appreciate it, Sal. That means the winner is Hunter in Raleigh. Hunter, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
You are the winner. You get to see Dave Matthews and his band.
Awesome.
The Dave Matthews Band. At Coastal Credit Union Music Park next Friday, June 14th. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
All right, sit on the line, and Dennis will get the info he needs to get from you in order to make sure you get your tickets. Few things here. 1, Xavier Woods, Carolina Panthers safety, is scheduled to join us during our next segment. So if you want to know what's going on with OTAs and mandatory mini camps and everything going on with the Panthers, new coach, new GM, new everything. Defense, relatively similar, though. Evero's still there. Xavier Woods, still there. So tune in for that. Right now, I want to remind you all that we have a text to win contest going on where you can win.
That ends today, by the way.
That ends today.
Yes.
Even better. Urgency. Text to win contest going on. That ends today. If you want to win a pair of tickets to see the U.S. Open on Sunday, pair of tickets to the tournament Sunday of the U.S. Open in Pinehurst, text in golf. GOLF, that is the keyword, to 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326. Text in the keyword golf, GOLF, in order to win U.S. Open Sunday tickets. This is a major championship in North Carolina. You can win. If you want to elbow people, you can be right up against the ropes. don't actually do that. They get mad at golf tournaments when you do that. But you can see them present the trophy. See somebody's career legacy changed. Right? If Rory wins a major, it'd be his first in over a decade. If Scotty or Brooks win a major, they'd claim dominance over everybody. If Tiger Woods wins a major, I can't even imagine the hysteria that would take place. And you could be there on Sunday at Pinehurst, but you have to text the word golf, GOLF, to 919-860-5326. Like I said, we have Xavier Woods coming up here in the not-too-distant future. But also, I want to encourage you all to follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube. 99.9 The Fan is the channel, and we are constantly putting out things like Kane's Corner podcast with Adam Gold, Pack Therapy podcast hosted by myself, Mike Glennon. We have a Panthers Playbook podcast with our very own Dennis Cox, in addition to all of the on-air content that we do pump out on our YouTube channel. Speaking of our very own Dennis Cox, he has something right here for you.
Hey, Dennis Cox here with my friends over at Law Tigers. Last chance here, folks. You want to win a trip to the 84th Annual Sturgis Motorcycle Rally and a custom Harley-Davidson performance bagger? You got to go to stylinandsturgis.com to enter, because the Law Tigers are giving away the ultimate trip of a lifetime. Again, go to stylinandsturgis.com to enter. Prizes include a VIP stay at Glencoe Camping Resort, a custom Harley-Davidson built by Lane Splitter Garage. I have a Harley. It's not a custom built, but yours can be if you go to stylinandsturgis.com to enter. Prizes, again, include a VIP stay at Glencoe Camping Resort, that custom Harley-Davidson built by Lane Splitter Garage, including other prizes from Rockford Fosgate, Trask Performance, J&P Cycles, Magnum Research, Anvil's Cash, Soul E-Bikes, and so much more. Go to stylinandsturgis.com to enter today. Today's your last chance to enter, folks. Go to stylinandsturgis.com. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS before you call your insurance company. Law Tigers, they're riders too. They know exactly what you're going through when you've been in an accident. They know what your gear is worth. They know what your bike is worth. They know all that because, again, they're riders as well. Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are expecting Xavier Woods, starting safety, Carolina Panthers, on the Heister Automotive Group hotline when we come back.
It's time for the Coastal Scholar Athlete of the Month.
This is Creighton Blackwell with Coastal Credit Union and 99.9 The Fan. Today, we're at Athens Drive Magnet High School, and we're here to celebrate our next Scholar Athlete of the Month, Connor O'Toole.
What does winning this award mean to you?
I think it means a lot. Past 4 years, I've put in a lot of work in athletics and in school. I'm glad to see it's paying off, but also all my friends have helped me along the way to elevate my game.
You're involved in a service organization. What kind of impact does this work have in other aspects of your life?
Yeah, so it's not just about getting those service hours in. For example, for Science National Honor Society, when we're taking those invasive plants out of the lake, that's a lake that we run every day at practice. And it's just good to see the community cleaned up, and it's helping everyone around it as well.
Having Connor on our teams has really just meant a consistent, reliable leader and somebody who kids are drawn to. So you ask him to do something, he'll get it done right the first time. And then other kids will follow his lead, really in anything.
He's always pushing us to be a better person, not just on the track, not just during cross country, but, you know, in school and everything.
It's just that family feeling. We're all working together. For friends, we practice together, we train together, so that means we're getting better together. And it's just a great thing to be a part of, having so much support.
Such a hard-working kid, and I love him to death. You know, he motivates me every day and pushes me to my limits.
Congratulations, Connor.
For 20 years, 99.9 The Fan and Coastal Credit Union have been recognizing scholar athletes at Triangle area schools. If you'd like to nominate a high school athlete, head to WRALSportsFan.com, keyword award.
If you see me stopped in the McDonald's drive-thru, just staring at the menu with my "what should I order" face, don't interrupt. It's the most important decision I'll make all day.
Enjoy savings every day when you get a McDouble, McChicken, and other faves. Buy one, get one for $1. Plus, get any size Dr. Pepper for just $1.29. Price and participation may vary. Valid for product of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Diamonds Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Victoria Vodnecker here from 99.9 The Fan with Dr. Brenna Houlihan from Wake Med. She's here to educate us a little bit more on Men's Health Month. Now, we've been talking about colonoscopies and whether someone is considering or not to have colorectal cancer screenings because they're experiencing some irregular symptoms. What are those symptoms that people might see that you would recommend they seek care for?
So some of the symptoms you see is really just change in your bowel habits. You know, you go from being sort of regular one way, it gets skinnier, it changes in consistency. That's something to keep in mind, and as well as bleeding. However, most colon cancers are asymptomatic or without any symptoms for a very long time. So even if you're not having those symptoms, make sure you stay within those screening windows and make sure you're getting those screening colonoscopies, even if you don't have a single symptom.
Wow, really important to pay super close attention to certain things. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Houlihan. And if you have any questions or want to find a provider local to you, you can visit wakemed.org.
This Father's Day, give Dad the gift that keeps on giving with the Butcher's Market Steak of the Month Club. Dad will enjoy a fresh, hand-cut steak every month for 6 months, like a prime New York strip steak, a Brazilian picanha, a petite sirloin roast, and a thick-cut T-bone steak, just to name a few. Plus great bonus items like burgundy wine marinated mushrooms and so much more. The Steak of the Month Club is exciting, easy, and just perfect for Dad. Sign up today at any of the Butcher's Market's 6 Triangle locations or at thebutchersmarkets.com. Now open at Lake Boone Trail.
Why'd the kid jump off the boat?
I don't know. Why?
Peer pressure.
Oh. Good one, Ned.
Ned isn't funny, but Ned owns a boat, and you don't. So every time Ned tells another one of his unfunny boat puns, you're gonna laugh loud and keep on laughing until you get a boat of your own.
A pier where you put a boat.
Yeah, I get it.
And when you do get a boat of your own, make sure you save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up! And call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Trane heating and cooling systems are engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local independent Trane dealer. It's hard to stop a train.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Don't forget, everybody, tomorrow, noon, NC State, Georgia baseball, part of Super Regionals. You can hear it right here on 99.9 The Fan. Matter of fact, if you're listening to 99.9 The Fan now, which means you're not listening on one of our streaming options or YouTube or anything like that, you're listening to 99.9, just keep it here for the weekend. Because tomorrow, it's noon, NC State, Georgia. Then at night, we have the NHL Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah.
Play-by-play right here, 99.9 The Fan. Then on Sunday, more NC State, Georgia Super Regionals.
Noon.
Then at night, there is the NBA Finals.
Game two.
So really, I mean, you can forget where your dial is.
Mm-hmm.
You're just if you're in the car, you're going to be listening to the game, and the game is going to be here on 99.9 The Fan.
There's a lot of sporting events taking place this weekend, either in the state of North Carolina or involving teams from the state of North Carolina, because we have the soccer tournament still going on at Wake Med Soccer Park, which is going on right now. They got the round of 32, and the men's was happening today. The women's side was getting underway. I think the NC Courage, they won 2-1 today, if I remember correctly, is what I saw. Obviously, you had that going on. The PLLs in Charlotte this weekend. Obviously, as you mentioned, NC State's in Athens for Super Regional. Carolina's hosting a Super Regional. There's a lot of stuff going on here in the state of North Carolina sports lives or sports related. Gosh, we got next week, we got the U.S. Open in Pinehurst.
Mm-hmm.
Who says sports are dead when hockey and football are over? What are you talking about, people?
Hockey's not over.
I mean, for
It's
us.
just for us.
For us, it is.
Womp, womp,
It's
womp.
sad.
And there's still a lot of Canes stuff to talk, which we've been doing.
Yeah.
Which leads me to driving you to our YouTube page, 99.9 The Fan. We're talking about all of the conversations that we have up there. Obviously, Adam Gold, who's very intertwined with Canes culture. His Canes Corner podcast and everything else. You can find that on our YouTube page. Just search 99.9 The Fan on YouTube.
By the way, we actually have some comments.
Oh,
on
it's fun.
YouTube
Little
already
feedback
from today.
frenzy on a Friday.
Little Friday feedback here. For example, we talked about why are the Hurricanes taking so long to hire a general manager. One guy said, "Are NHL teams allowed to skip a season?"
Can you just toll it over? Just
yeah. Can we roll the cap that if we don't play this year, can we just roll that cap space over into the next year?
One of my buddies used to work at a gym. He was the guy that checked you in, checked you out, signed up new customers. And it was funny. This was when we were in high school. He came in, he goes, "Man, this guy got really mad at me." I said, "Why?" He said he broke his foot. And he came in, not at the gym. He broke it somewhere else. And he came into the gym and just asked "Hey, I have 3 months left on my membership. I can't lift because I broke my foot. Can I just toll it over and not come at all for this month? And then next month I can pick it up?" And he's like, "I called my boss and my boss said, no, that's not how it works. We can't account for injuries that way." And apparently the guy went nuts.
Really?
And all he wanted to do was toll it over. And he kept saying, toll it over. So now every time anyone's talking about a contract, if you're not playing by week 6, you don't get an accrued season and your contract's going to toll over. I think of this lunatic at an Ocean City, Maryland gym that yelled at my friend because his foot broke.
That stinks.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a fun story from my high school experience.
We actually did post the video as well on YouTube about Jake Guentzel, about how Jake Guentzel might actually be available for teams out there if Carolina can't reach a deal with him before July 1st when free agency begins. Another team could trade for the rights to then negotiate with him before July 1st, and then you can give him that 8th year on a contract. So for those who may not know, your own free agents, you can offer them up to 8 years on a contract. In just regular free agency, the max you can offer a player is 7. So that's an advantage that teams have for re-signing their own players.
You see this in a lot of sports. Basketball has a bunch of ways to incentivize guys to stay with who they are, stay with who they're playing for. It's to help out small market teams.
Sure.
Because if you draft a guy and you develop a guy and everything is equal, in basketball, it's would you stay in Milwaukee or do you want to go to LA? And we see that happen. So there's incentives for the team that owns your rights to be able to retain your rights, usually financial, in this case, 1 extra year on the contract.
So we had that conversation earlier, and actually someone brought up I won't say the name. It's not really an appropriate name. But someone asked, why would anyone trade for him when they can offer him a contract for free in a few weeks? But that's really it, is that you can exclusively negotiate with them and you can offer that 8 years. So it's hey, you can work with us now. That way he doesn't get to July 1st as a free agent. That way you don't have to compete with anybody. So basically it's all right, you're basically paying to jump the line. Is what you're doing. And that's why teams do it.
And he's agreeing to it because then you get the extra 8 years.
Yes.
Because it might be let's say Chicago is the team they would trade it to. Maybe if it gets to July and it's an open market, he wouldn't go to Chicago because there's other teams that can offer him the same 7-year contract. However, maybe he would like to go to Chicago if it was on an 8-year deal, and that can only happen if the Canes facilitate it. So there is a little bit of scratching of backs, right? You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and I'll get a 4th-round pick out of it, and you get to be where you want, a little extra money. So it's all a game of revealing information, and you want to do it slowly, and you don't want to reveal too much, right? Because then you might mess yourself out of a situation. It's a really nice time to have a GM, is basically what I'm getting at here.
And a hockey guy, too.
And somebody that understands all of that and can talk and level with agents, and they'll trust you, and you've been there, and you're not going to get the fleece pulled, the wool pulled over your eyes, and everything else.
Hopefully Carolina can get him to stay, but they might be priced out. Even Carolina, they might be priced out because, again, you're still looking to re-sign Seth Jarvis to a long-term deal, who's 7 years younger, by the way. Actually, 7 to 8 years younger.
If it were a choice of Guentzel or Jarvis, I'm taking Jarvis.
Yeah, well, eventually you're going to have to pay that guy anyway. So if you can, you sign Seth Jarvis to 8 years right now. You still got to work out eventually a long-term contract extension with Jacob Slavin.
I've never wanted an NFL salary cap more, where I'm like, just give him 35 void years at the end, give him a huge signing bonus. He'll count nothing against the cap until 2087.
Well, this actually happened. I think it was Alexei Kovalev. No,
they've limited the length of contracts because they were throwing like 14 years on there to manipulate the cap.
It was Kovalchuk, a guy who used to play for the Atlanta Thrashers, played for the New Jersey Devils for a while. It was Ilya Kovalchuk. And they signed him to, I think it was like a 14-year deal, but the salary that they were going to pay him the last couple of years, like last 4 years of the deal, was like league minimum, basically, to kind of spread out that cap hit. And that's when the league and the Players Association were like, no, this is like kind of against the spirit of the rule. That's why there's the 8-year cap for your own guys and a 7-year cap for free agents. So that's actually kind of where that came in.
It did feel a little bit like the Wild Wild West there for like a year, where it felt like everyone was getting a 13, 14-year deal, and it's just like, how, right? If you're used to paying attention to contracts in other sports, then you start paying attention to the NHL, and they're like, yeah, he's under contract till 2047, and you're like, it's not even 2020 yet. What's going on here?
Alex Ovechkin had a long deal like that. Rick DiPietro, the Islanders, had a long deal like that. There was a lot of
guaranteed too, just a lot of gosh darn money. So here's what's going to happen, everybody. We have Overdrive coming up next, and we are going to hit you with Canes GM talk. You might say, who's the Canes GM? Exactly. We've been breaking it down for a while, and it's now 14 days, 2 weeks, no Canes GM. You'll also hear about college football, players to watch in the area, and more. Please, like I've been saying, subscribe to us on YouTube. Please be back to check out The Drive at 3 o'clock on Monday. Thank you to everybody that spent all 6 hours today with me. I hosted the Adam Gold Show as well. Until Monday, have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you to Dennis for keeping us up and running. We'll see you after the weekend.
$99.9 The Fan and Arise Urology Clinic present Men's Health Month. More than 30 million men suffer from prostate-related issues impacting their quality of life. When men near the age of 40, they may start to experience growth with their prostate. Make sure to get your yearly checkups with your primary doctor to ensure everything is healthy. It's vital. Help yourself and prevent long-term complications before they happen. Men's Health Month is powered by Arise. Call Arise Urology Clinic for Men at 919-964-3750 or visit corewavetherapy.com.
It's bow time. Listen up, because we've got some big news to share. You might want to sit down for this. Bow Sauce is back at Bojangles. If you think you missed it, just imagine how our Supremes must have felt. Because there's no better sauce to pair with our crispy golden chicken Supremes. They're already boldly seasoned to perfection, but add Bow Sauce and you can taste a truly legendary combination that will make you want to yell, it's bow time. So don't wait, grab a Supreme and dip into some Bow Sauce. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. Time to stop whatever you're doing to satisfy your craving for flavor with a Bojangles Chicken Supremes dinner. Choose a 3-piece or 4-piece Supremes dinner. Get your choice of fixin', a biscuit, and legendary iced tea. And don't forget the sauce for dipping, because Bow Sauce is back. That's right, Bow Sauce is back. Hungry for flavor and value and love